child. So that's why I wanted to do this process.
How did you find the defendant's salon?
Well, actually, where I live, that's where his salon is. And then I actually went to post office, and I saw this huge sign. It's a Japanese hair straightening, and I haven't seen that particular sign anywhere. So I assumed that he knows what he's doing.
So you went into his shop based upon the sign and based upon the fact that he was conveniently located?
Correct.
All right. Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
And I went in and I saw Mr. Caspian, and I asked him how much it would cost for have this process done, and he said it's about $300. I said, but that is a little bit over my budget, and he says, well, I'm not busy right now, so I would do it for you for $250. And I said, do you have time now? And he said, yes. I said, that's fine. And then immediately, you know, I was sat on a chair, and then his assistant, Barry, started putting chemical on my hair. And then she proceeded to tell me, well, it's going to be kind of uncomfortable, this process. I said, how's that? She says, well, you have to go through a process of putting, you know, put you under hot steaming cap, and then we have to rinse your hair with a very cold water. I said, okay. And she says, you have to go through this process at least 3 times. At this time, I was like really afraid, but I had chemical in my hair, so I sat there and I endured. And then after she was done with everything, she proceeded to tell me, well, your hair is like really uneven because now that you have your hair straightened. And then Mr. Caspian came over and he proceeded to cut my hair, and then I was wearing a cap, you know, one of those robes they give you when you're going through the hair processing thing. And then I noticed that my chest was kind of showing, and then he was looking through the mirror. And I immediately, as soon as I realized that, I covered myself. And then he proceeded to ask me whether I was married. And I said yes. And then he says, oh, I hear you have an accent. Where are you from? And I said, well, I'm Persian. And then he says, well, I hear the Middle Eastern women, they're really good in bed. And they cook and they clean and bring home money, and they give really good service to their husband. Do you do that for your husband? And I was like really shocked by this time, and I tried to keep my composure. I was so upset at this time.
Why didn't you just tell him it's none of his business?
Well, Your Honor, as a child, I was sexually assaulted. And then this whole situation, when you're sexually assaulted by anyone, when you're a child, the whole thing came up for me. And I was very upset at that time. I was actually retrieving. I was thinking, okay, this is not happening to me as a grown woman. And I was very upset. And then he proceeded to tell his assistant, pointing at this one woman, and he says, oh, she's very pretty. And then he pointed at her butt, and he said that I'd like to have some of that. And then I was just so shocked. And meanwhile, I'm like totally seeing my hair is just, you know, I'm so upset about my hair, and this whole thing is happening. And then I asked his assistant, I said, is he married? And she proceeded to tell me yes. I said, and he goes, well, he also has a kid. I said, does that make you uncomfortable? He makes comments like that. And she proceeded to tell me, well, you just get used to it. And then they also told me that I have to buy some products in order to have the special, you know.
All right, so far, listen to me, Ms. McGowan. So far, I don't hear lawsuit, madam. I hear you didn't have a nice experience, but I don't hear lawsuit.
Okay.
So far, what I'm hearing is you went in to get your hair processed. You'd never had this process before. You didn't ask enough questions. When they straightened your hair, it was uneven because certainly curly hair is cut differently than straight hair. So he cut your hair. And while he was cutting your hair, if I believe everything that you say, he acted like an idiot. He said things that were inappropriate. Okay? Inappropriate doesn't equate to lawsuit.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Inappropriate translates to, he says stupid things.
Right.
You know, you're married. Do you cook? Do you clean? Do you service your husband? I hear women from where you are do that. It's, you know, if I believe you, and he's going to tell me it didn't happen, I'm sure, right?
Exactly, it did not happen.
Okay, but if I believe you, madam, that's not a lawsuit.
Exactly.
So then let's get on to the lawsuit, please.
Okay. When I got home, I had a massive headache. I actually had my scalp starting to feel really raw, and I called urgent care. So I went to see a doctor.
Let me see the report from urgent care.
This is the urgent care, and the receipt. They gave me Vicodin. They told me.
Are you showing me something from a psychiatrist?
Well, I'm showing you a couple of things. The very first page is from urgent care. I have a very bad headache and my scalp was completely raw, and that's why they put me on Vicodin, which I've never taken before.
Okay.
And then after that, I couldn't sleep for 3 consecutive days and called my primary physician, and he asked me to go to psychotherapist. And that's what you see, is a psychotherapist.
What else?
And then during this time, I actually went to another beauty salon who they knew how to retrieve my hair, and these are the costs that I have the receipt, and also some of the product that I had to get to.
What was, I don't hear anything wrong with your hair.
My hair is chemically burned, Your Honor.
Are you telling me that less than a month after this treatment, you went to another hair salon and had hair color, highlights, and a deep conditioner?
That's
Is that what
correct.
you're telling me?
Yes.
Madam, listen to me very carefully. Common sense suggests that if your hair is burned because you've had it straightened or because you've had it curled and have a permanent, and if it's not in good condition, the one thing you don't do is put more chemicals on it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She just walked
He
in,
is
no
lying.
appointment, nothing.
You're
Listen,
completely
Miss
lying.
McGowan, look at me. Don't speak. Did you hear how quiet he was when you were testifying? And you were testifying for 12
But
minutes?
he was-
Listen!
And later today,
I cleaned up everything that was on the tile. The hallway charge is absolutely bogus.
Listen, if you got dye on the door in October, it shouldn't have still been there in November.
I understand.
Good.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Naheed McGowan says hair salon owner Manu Kasabian owes for damaging her hair during a Japanese hair straightening process.
I'm ready to listen to you, Mr. Kasabian. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, Your Honor, this lady, she walks into the salon like a month before she came back in. She said she saw the sign and she wanted to have like some knowledge about the way it's done. So I took the time and I explained to her from A to Z how it's done. So she left. Came back a month later, she just walked in. No
lying.
appointment, nothing.
You're
Listen,
completely
Miss
lying.
McGowan, Miss McGowan, Miss McGowan, look at me. Don't speak. Did you hear how quiet he was when you were testifying? And you were testifying for 12
But
minutes?
he was-
Listen! Did you hear how quiet he was when you were testifying? He didn't say anything. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't tell me shy. Don't tell me whatever brings back. I'm not interested. I want you to be quiet and let him testify. You had your turn. We understand each other?
Yes.
Okay, so she came in once, then she came back
Okay.
again July 13th.
So she came back the second time. She just walks in, no appointment, nothing. She says, I made up my mind, I want my hair done. I go, okay, sure, I'm not that busy, I'll do it for you now. So we started working on her. My assistant started to work on her, and then I came and I did the chemical straightening myself. During this time, I look at her hair, and her hair is like very uneven. So I said, can I trim it for you, fix it up? She said yes, so I went ahead and I cut it for her. And then she's saying that I'm looking at her hair through the mirror. How am I going to look at her breast, Your Honor? She has a cape on it, she's covered up. And then she paid for her hair, she was very happy, she left. Now 3 days later, she comes back in by herself. I'm very busy at the salon, I had like about 5 people we're working on. And she says to me, my hair is fuzzy, I need to talk to you. So I look at her from a distance, I go, come closer, let me look. My hands are full of color. I'm working on this lady here.
Which lady?
Miguera.
You were
She's
a
my
customer?
client.
Yes.
Just a customer?
Yes, Your
Step
Honor.
up. Tell me your name.
Mayada Cillian.
Do you recall being in the shop, being a customer in the shop on the day when Miss McGowan came in?
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't know him from any other place other than the salon?
No.
Okay. Tell me what you heard.
Well, he was coloring my hair at the time that the lady walked in, and she was complaining about her hair being fuzzy. And to look at it, and he tells her, well, it went under a chemical process. It's going to take time for your hair to rejuvenate, but it looks fine to me. You can't wash it until 5 days, but it could be touched up with a blow dryer or straight ironing. And she goes, well, I don't have a straight ironing. He goes, well, I know you don't have it, but we sell it here. They sell it everywhere else. If you'd like to purchase one, it's fine. Or you can just touch it up with a blow dryer. And she was still unhappy. She was complaining and started talking loud to him.
What did she say?
She said, well, that was not professional. I'm not happy at all with my hair, and you're really not giving me the attention. He says, if you want to take an appointment, I can condition your hair for you, give it back some moisture. You're more than welcome to come back. But now I can't do anything. I'm with a client. I am sorry that you feel that way. She walks out unhappy and leave and come back maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes later with her husband doing another big scene.
Well, what happened when she came back with her husband?
She came back with her husband. He was done coloring my hair. I had the process on. He was cutting another lady's hair. And she walks in with her husband. Her husband asked him to step out. And Mr. Manouk says, I can't leave my client and step out. He goes, if you don't step out, I'm going to make a big scene in your salon. So Mr. Manouk said, you already made a scene. Let's just hear it, what you have to say. He just started yelling and cussing and using bad words, and all the clients were surprised. I mean, he had other people sitting there that they were really upset and got up and started telling them, please to be quiet and calm down. And he won't do that. They were both upset. They threatened to do a lawsuit, and they said, we want our money back. You're not giving us our money. He says, I can't give you the money for something I did right. They wanted the money back for their product that they purchased. He says, no problem. You bring the product, I give you the money back.
Your Honor, she wanted to keep the product and have me pay her back the money for the product and the hair.
So after 5-10 minutes of being loud and talking, Mr. Manouk just asked him to leave because it was a really big scene in the salon.
Mr. McGowan, you want to step up here, sir? Why did you go into the salon that day?
Well, after seeing my wife very upset and crying for several days, couldn't sleep for 3 or 4 days, I finally asked her what is wrong, and then she told me that she went to his salon and he didn't have the time of day for her. So she said, will you come back with me? I just want my money back. And so we went into the salon. I said, Mr. Kasabian, we need to talk to you about her hair situation.
She said you made a scene in the salon.
Here's what I said. I said, we need to talk to you about your hair salon. Can you talk to us now? No, I'm busy. I said, you wouldn't talk to my wife a while ago. I said, you need to talk to her now. Either you talk to her now or everybody's going to hear it.
Well, why would you do that, Mr. McGowan? That's outrageous. Sir, listen to me. That's outrageous. Sir, your wife walks in the middle of a business day. She wants his attention while he's working on somebody else. And because she wasn't instantaneously gratified, she went home. She cried to you. You went back to the store and he was working on somebody else. And you said, if you don't take care and speak to my wife immediately, you made a scene. Well, for you and your wife to walk into a business that's a busy salon and make a scene because you didn't get instant gratification is outrageous.
Your Honor, he burned my hair.
And you reburned it 3 weeks later.
No, I didn't.
Are you wearing a wig now?
No, I didn't.
Your hair looks just fine to me. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Just because my hair looks good now, it doesn't look like a porcupine. It doesn't mean that I did not endure a lot of headaches.
I think there are a couple of con artists that would try to get something for nothing.
I had to go to psychotherapy to just be able to endure his misconduct.
I think she's psycho already, and she should be put away.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rutherford versus Salsamita. Step forward.
21-year-old student Ann Rutherford is suing her ex-roommate, computer tech Gina Salsameda, for the return of her security deposit. Gina says Ann left the place a mess.
Miss Rutherford, according to what I read in your complaint, you rented a room from the defendant sometime in August. And the idea was that you were going to stay for about 6 months. And because of problems that you encountered, according to you, you felt rendered the tenancy no longer viable. You gave the defendant notice in October that you planned to vacate in November. This case is about the lack of security deposit that was returned to you because she kept most of your security deposit of $400. I think she gave you back $100. And you want the rest of your security deposit back.
Yeah.
And now, since we've outlined the case, it's up to you to demonstrate to me why you're entitled to her $400 security deposit.
Well, the balance of $300 is for some of the damages.
I'd like you to tell me what the damages were. She was there a relatively short period of time, and unless she's a pig, she couldn't have used up all of her security deposit or most of it.
She was a pig, but one was of a painter to come out. She dyed her hair. She got the dye on my bathroom tile, used my white towel all over that. The bathroom door, there was dye on it, and also burgundy dye in the hallway. She had no regard for my home. I have a very nice house.
Well, then
I gave her an opportunity to clean it as well.
Then let me see. You have photographs of that?
I'm sorry, I don't have photographs. I have a painter coming out and fixing it, basically painting it.
Let me see what you have.
There was other damage she caused that I didn't even charge her for, from some of my furniture.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so this cost $150.
And that's a minimum fee, basically, to have a painter come out.
And that was because of dye that was from her hair?
Right.
Did you dye your hair when you were there?
Yes, I dyed my hair in the bathroom,
good.
and there was a spot on the door.
Oh, well, had it be painted. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. She did not clean. She just basically left the room as is. So I had a cleaning lady come out, and $50 for that. It's a minimum fee for them to come out and clean the room.
I'd like you to show me a picture of the condition she left the room.
I'd like to see that as well.
Like I said, it was just she didn't sweep or mop.
Well, then, that's unfortunate. You don't get paid for that.
Okay.
Okay, so far, $150 for painting.
Can I say something about that, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure.
It was a spot of hair dye on the door, and when I left, I said, Gina, I expect to get my full deposit back. I said, I realize there's a spot on the door. I said, if you want to go buy a can of paint for like $15, I'll give you part of my deposit for that.
Let me ask you this question, Miss Rutherford. In what month did you dye your hair?
It was in October, I believe, and then I was gone pretty much the rest of the time.
Shh. Just pay attention to my question.
Okay.
If you dyed your hair in October and you got dye on the door, why didn't you go get a can of paint and paint it? Why didn't you clean it up before you went anyplace else?
I cleaned up everything that was on the tile. The hallway charge is absolutely bogus.
Listen to me, my dear.
You did not clean the tile.
Listen to me, my dear.
Sorry.
Liar.
If you dyed your hair and you got dye on the door in October, it shouldn't have still been there in November.
I understand.
Good.
Your Honor, I'm also suing for punitive damages for the fact that I even have to go through all of this. Just the fact that she took this money from me and the fact that, you know, I even need to come and do this is ridiculous.
Well, that's what courts are for. That's what happened. Where are you living now?
I'm living with my friend Christine across.
Is that where you moved immediately after
Yes.
moving out? How long have you been friendly with Christine?
For about 2 years.
Why didn't you move in with her to begin with?
She actually already had a roommate at the time, and I had somebody that I was going to be living with, and it just didn't work out, and so I needed to find somebody immediately. And Gina seemed like she was nice, and then about a month into it, I just found out a bunch of things that I really wasn't comfortable with.
So then you moved back in with your friend whose roommate left?
Yes.
Perfect. Now it sounds like everybody is happy. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yes, this is case number 494 on the calendar in the matter of Young versus Harris. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Young, Miss Harris and you had a long-term relationship, and you have 3 children together, although you were never married. Is that right?
Correct.
How old are your children?
My oldest one's 16.
That's this young lady here.
Yes.
Go ahead.
My daughter Brittany, she's will be 14 this month. Mm-hmm. And my daughter Ashley, 10 years old.
And how long did you and Miss Harris live together?
Just 9 years.
And all the children were born during that time?
Yes.
Could you just briefly explain to me why you had lived together 9 years, have 3 children, and why you never got married?
We were going to get married at one time, and the next thing I know, I was getting cheated on, what have you, and we could never get along.
I mean, if you were together 9 years, and you have a 16-year-old daughter, after
Correct.
the 16-year-old was born, well, hon, maybe we should make this official, you know, should get married, and then you have a 14-year-old. So 2 years later, you had another baby. Now you have 2 children, and you're living as a family. And 4 years later, you have another baby. So don't go what happened at the end of the relationship. What happened during those years that you were together? Were you married?
No.
Were you married?
No.
Did he ask you to get married?
He tried.
And why didn't you?
Didn't want to marry him.
You wanted to have his children but not marry him?
Well.
Well is not an answer. I'm curious.
No.
You have something against the institution?
No, I just had something against marrying him.
But not against having children with him?
Well, the first one was an accident, and the second one, we went ahead and had the other one. That was another mistake, but I couldn't get out of the relationship. I had tried, and...
And then a third. Wonderful. Okay, this is your complaint. Your complaint is that your 16-year-old daughter, who for some reason gets Social Security...
Right off me.
You're going to tell me about that in a minute. Left her mother's home and went to a friend's house. I assume this is the friend?
Yes.
Friend of yours?
Yes.
And when you found out about it, you said, well, not only am I sending child support to you, also she gets Social Security from me, and you had that changed.
Right.
But there were several months when your daughter's Social Security was going to Miss Harris, and also your child support for your 3 children was going to Miss Harris. You want her to pay you back that money, right?
Correct.
Or pay the money over to...
Pay the money over to my daughter.
Now, when did you and Miss Harris separate?
February 28th of 95.
And you are currently under a child support order?
Yes.
What do you pay?
I pay $25 a month.
$25 a month for 3 children or for each of the children?
No, for 3 children.
And how long have you been paying $25 a month?
Since I've been on my disability.
And when was that?
That was in 2000.
What's the nature of your disability?
I screwed up my hands and my arms, and I screwed up my lower back.
How?
By lifting wire at a plant.
So what do you do now?
Right now I don't do nothing.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
You mean you plan on not doing, that's 5 years
no,
you've been doing nothing?
I do odds and ends.
Like what?
I help the landlord out.
Help the landlord do what?
I go around helping collect the rent, mow the lawns, do the sidewalks in the wintertime.
Just a minute, you mow the lawns and you do the sidewalks and collect the rents.
Right.
Is that in the place where you live?
Yes, yes.
Paid in check or cash?
He takes it off my rent.
How does he take it off your rent?
He takes like $30 a month off my rent.
You think I believe that?
Oh, I'm serious.
Uh-huh. I don't. Now, your daughter left home because you weren't getting along, is that right?
Yes, she didn't like the rules.
Okay, so she left home. And this is your friend?
Yes.
Are you still friends?
No.
When did you cease to be friends?
Well, originally, Ray, Trina's boyfriend, he was the one that I had signed guardianship of Tiffany over to. Okay? It wasn't Petrina that I signed guardianship to.
Did there come a point when you told your daughter that she could stay with Petrina?
Yes.
When was that?
In February.
February of
2004.
And after February of 2004, how many months did you collect Social Security for your daughter?
The checks were directly deposited into my account.
How many months?
6.
How much does she get every month for Social Security?
At that time, she was receiving $98 a month.
And you were getting $25 a month from Mr. Young?
Yes.
And that $25 a month, you want a piece of that to go back to your daughter?
Correct.
How much?
Split it up between the 3. It's
Are you
hard.
crazy? Are you crazy?
No,
Are
I'm not
you
crazy. It's
crazy?
just.
Let me figure
I don't
this
care.
out for you. Just a second. I'm going to figure this out for you, just so you see how ridiculous your position is. I have to put on my machine, and I'm not really good at this. But here we.
8.33.
What?
$8.33.
No. That's $8.33 a month. 8.33 divided by 30 equals 27 cents a day.
Yeah.
27 cents a day is what you contribute to each of your 3 children, sir.
I understand that.
A large goldfish consumes more.
Well, yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The fact that you've been collecting disability for the last 5 years is absolutely outrageous. The one thing I know that you do is you eat well.
And later today,
his roommate came out and said, well, one of y'all gonna fix my door. So I go to talk to him about it like, we're not no. Then he pushes me. So he pushes me a second and the third time. The third time he pushed me, I punched him back.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. James Young says his ex-girlfriend Sue Harris owes for the return of Social Security money meant for their daughter.
All right, you get back nothing. You're a scammer to begin with, because anybody that can mow a lawn and shovel a driveway can work. And the fact that at 38 years old you've been collecting Social Security disability for the last 5 years is absolutely outrageous. The one thing I know that you do is you eat well.
Well,
Mr. Young, and I don't believe that your landlord, for the work that you do, takes off $30 or so a month from your rent. That's a lot of baloney. So I suggest you go get a job, because there are people in the Social Security Administration who, fortunately for the rest of the taxpayers in this country, watch us. Now, that's dealing with your $25 that you want $8 back a month for to give to your daughter. That's not dealing with the Social Security. The Social Security payments should have gone to the lady who was taking care of your daughter.
Yes, I agree.
So why didn't you give it to her?
As payee, I couldn't just stop being the payee.
No, you don't have to stop being the payee, but you cash the checks. The checks were direct deposit into your account. You go, you take out cash, $98 a month, and you give it to her and you say, here's money for taking care of my daughter, who is living with you with my consent. You just have to do it. And you didn't. So for that, he's absolutely right. I won't like the fact that he's complaining about it because he's not much of a provider.
I used the money to support the house on what he wasn't
The house is not
supporting.
the issue. The house is not the issue. Who is this?
That's my husband.
Does he work?
Yes.
That supports your house. Do you work?
No.
Well, you should. That supports your house. You don't take the Social Security check that's designed for her and use it to support your house. And if he needs more money to support the house, let him get 2 jobs. Her money doesn't go to support your house. 98 times 6 equals $588. Judgment for the plaintiff. The checks to be drawn to her name. What's your name?
Katrina Silver.
Katrina Silver. Thank you very much. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I understand what she said, but it was used for the house, and with him only paying $25 a month, it doesn't take care of 3 kids.
I am happy. My daughter's happy about it.
He just loves to control me and think he has something over on me all the time.
I'm not going to sit back and watch you take advantage of your own daughter.
I have nothing against my daughter. She knows she can call the house anytime she wants to.
I'm glad it's done and over with, and I'm very happy with her decision.
I love my daughter.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of White versus Griffin. Step forward.
20-year-old student Vincent White is suing his college classmate, 22-year-old Bobby Griffin, for vandalizing his car. Bobby claims Vincent was spreading rumors about her and her friends.
You all go to college together?
Yes.
Is that the idea? No, all right. Mr. White, it is your claim that Miss Griffin vandalized your car.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Griffin says, well, she in fact participated in the vandalizing of your car. She sprayed it with a fire extinguisher or something, but it was not the defendant who caused the major part of the damage. It was friends of hers who keyed your car, and she feels as if she took responsibility by giving you $8 for car wash, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, first we're going to find out a little bit about it, and then I'll deal with your erroneous assumption. Why did you vandalize his car?
He was going around spreading rumors about me and my friends. We tried to confront him at the dorm.
When was he allegedly spreading rumors about you?
This was around November the 11th, 2004.
What was he saying?
He was calling me and my other friends, and we were trying to confront him about what happened, or why was he going around saying this when he knows it's a lie.
Okay. He was calling you bad names.
Yes, ma'am.
And you and your friends tried to find him?
Yes, ma'am.
To confront him?
Yes, ma'am.
How many friends?
It was me, Stephanie Gates, Yolanda, and Natalie.
So you and your friends went to look for him?
Yes, ma'am. Well, we were already at the dorm, so we were calling, and he's like, well, I'm going to be where I'm at. So we go to his room.
What year of college are you in?
I'm a freshman.
And what about you?
I am a sophomore.
And he said to you, I'm going to be where I'm at?
Yeah.
I would say, stay with it.
So we go to his room, you know, to see if he's in there, but his roommate, he was saying that he wasn't in there. The other girl that was with us, Natalie, she went and took the fire extinguisher and broke the door handle. I didn't know about this incident until I was walking down the breezeway when his roommate came out and said, well, one of y'all gonna fix my door. And I automatically turned around like, you're not gonna disrespect me like that. So I go to talk to him about it like, we're not no. And he's still constantly like arguing, and he pushes me. I let the first one slide.
Just a second, who pushed you?
His roommate.
His roommate?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with his car?
I'm getting to that.
Well, let us get there.
So he pushes me a second, and the third time he pushed me, I punched him back. And they kind of grabbed me. So we're still trying to call him to talk to him. We go down and stand by his car. He don't ever come out. Yolanda, the one that keyed his car, that told him numerous times that she keyed his car, she started keying his car. I took the fire extinguisher and I sprayed it down. The same night I sprayed it, it was raining outside. So I fell. I didn't do any damage. And the same night it happened, we talked to him. He was making it seem like everything was fine. We gave him $8 so he can go get his car washed. Then we thought everything was fine. Everything was done and over with. Now all of a sudden we come back for second semester. Now I'm going to court. Why am I going to court when he know I did not key his car? And I have told him I did not key his car. If I do something, I'm the type of person, if I do something messed up, I'm going to tell you, yeah, I did it.
May I see the damage to your car, please? Okay. Step up. Your name?
Stephanie Gates.
All right, Miss Gates, what did you do to Mr. White's car?
I didn't do anything to his car.
You didn't do anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it was just a couple of people in this little mob
Yes,
that
ma'am.
damaged his car.
It was 3, actually.
Okay, good. And they were friends of yours because that's what he was doing. He was telling bad things about you and your 2 friends, right? Mm-hmm. Good. Can I see the estimate, please?
Come on now, you had like 5 papers when I seen.
All right. Now, Miss Griffin, you appear to be an intelligent young lady.
Yes, ma'am.
Got to stick with your English classes, but I think that you probably have potential. But I'm going to give you an exercise in criminal jurisprudence.
She didn't tell you to sit down. Oh, I'm sorry.
See how smart she is? I'm going to give you an example. Many years ago, when I was a judge in the family court, there was a young woman who got onto the subway, and she was wearing big hoop earrings like your friend is wearing. And a group of 4 girls got on the subway, and they went up to this girl who was on her way to school. She went to Fashion Institute of Technology. And they said, give us your earrings. And she said, no, I'm not giving you the earrings. One of the girls grabbed her arm. Another one of the girls grabbed her hair and pulled her hair over. The 3rd girl stabbed her in the back and stole her earrings and killed her.
Well, I don't think that's something like
Listen. I'm trying to make you understand what this verdict is about. The girl who stabbed her was tried as an adult in the Supreme Court. And the 2 other girls, the one who grabbed her by the arm, the one who pulled her hair, they said, we didn't kill her. We didn't even have a knife. We were just messing around with her a little bit. We never thought our friend was going to stab her. We're not guilty. We shouldn't be held responsible. You know what I said to them after I convicted them of murder? I said, but for the fact, you see, this girl who had the knife, she couldn't have killed her if it wasn't for the 2 of you. First of all, you're acting as a pack. And when you act as a pack, the pack gets certain energy. And second, if you hadn't immobilized her, and if it was just one-on-one, in all probability, that young girl would be alive. It's because of the 3 of you acting together. You gave her the ability to stab her in the back. You're all equally as guilty. If it wasn't for the fact that you and all of your friends in a pack were out hunting for him, who hasn't said a word? Nice tie, by the way. If it wasn't for this group looking for him, pulling the fire extinguisher off a wall, going out and waiting for him near his car, spraying it with the entire content of the fire extinguisher, somebody else said, now you sprayed it, now I'm going to key the car. Never would have happened. So I'm going to tell you what your responsibility is. You're responsible, you, jointly and singularly are responsible for $1,070. Now, if you choose, Miss Griffin, to sue the other 2 girls and say, listen, I now have a judgment against me for $1,070, but you 2 participated as much as I did, so each one of us should share that responsibility, you go ahead and find him and sue him. He chose you to sue. That's fine. He doesn't have to be fair. He's the victim. He's the victim. He's the one whose car got vandalized, so he's the victim. And if he's a jerk, and if he's saying stupid things and being disrespectful, one day he'll get his. Now, I don't know whether you said anything bad about her. You have a mother?
Yes, I do.
She alive?
Yes, she is.
Would you like it if somebody called her the name that she alleges you called her?
I would not.
So you have to be respectful of other people's feelings, sir.
Understood.
That's what you're supposed to go to college to learn if you didn't learn it growing up in your house. So you're supposed to at least learn how to be a responsible adult when you're in college. That's what somebody is paying all that money for. In the meantime, Miss Griffin, I'm entering a judgment for $1,070, and if you want to find your 2 friends and sue them for their share, you go right ahead and do it. Thank you. That's all.
Excuse, you may step out. Trujillo.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Why don't you folks have a seat?
You are?
Lydia Calderon, Monica's mother.
Okay, but you don't know anything about this case particularly, do you?
No.
Except that the car belonged to you.
Belongs to both of us.
Are you both on the title?
Yes.
Why don't you sit down for a moment? You're Monica?
Yes.
This was your boyfriend?
Yes.
How long was he your boyfriend?
For about 3 years.
Monica, you say that he broke your cell phone and vandalized your car.
Yes.
He says he didn't do it. So tell me when he vandalized your car.
It was like about 1:30, and he showed up at my house.
1:30
in the morning.
On what date?
July 28th.
Where were you?
I was at home.
Who else was at home?
My sister.
It was 1:30 a.m. Do you live with your sister?
Yes, I do.
What does your sister do for a living?
She works at Premier Real Estate. She's a
And what do you do?
receptionist.
What do you do?
I'm a cashier.
Where?
At Rite Aid.
How long have you been working there?
In October, it'll be a year.
Mr. Trujillo.
Yes.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a tattoo artist.
You work for yourself?
Yeah, pretty much.
What does that mean?
I'm not working at a shop right now.
So where do you work from?
Out of my house.
Are you licensed?
No.
Do you have to be licensed where you live?
No.
Where do you live?
I live in California.
And in California, you don't need a license to give somebody a tattoo with
No,
a
you
needle?
don't.
That's a big mistake, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you need a license to give somebody a pedicure,
Yeah.
but not to give somebody a tattaoo.
No.
You
Not.
sure about that?
I'm positive about that.
Anyway, you make a living at this?
Yeah.
Well, especially since you have no overhead.
What's that? No. What? No. What? No.
Overhead.
Overhead? Oh, okay. Yeah, that was over my head. Sorry.
Unfortunately, Mr. Trujillo, that was true.
Right. Sorry about that.
All right, Miss Vasquez, why don't you tell me about what happened on the 28th of July?
Okay, he showed up at my house, and he knocked on my window. I came out of my room, and I went to the garage, because he went around the house. And I had told him to leave because my sister did not want him around her house.
Why did he come there?
He was...
He said you called him.
No, I did not call him.
You say in your papers, sir, that you went over to the house at 1:30 on July 28th because she called you.
Yeah, we had been talking.
No. Because she called you on July 28th. That's
Okay.
why you said you went over there, right?
Right.
And how did she call you? On your cell phone?
Yeah.
Do you have your cell phone records?
No. I'm sure if I went and got them, I could bring them back to you. I mean, if you wanted to, another
We
date
don't
or
do
something.
do-overs here, Mr. Trujillo. What we do is, when you're coming to court, you're supposed to be prepared. You know what it's like, Mr. Trujillo? You do tattooing
Yeah.
in your house.
Right.
Let's say you made an appointment with somebody who's going to get a really big tattoo. They were going to pay a whole lot of money
Yeah.
for the tattoo. And let's say they arrived and they sat down for you to do the tattoo and you forgot to buy ink.
Right. Yeah, it's happened a couple times.
That's what it's like, Mr. Trujillo, when you come here without evidence.
Yeah, I understand.
With just your good looks and tattoo. That's what happens. You're supposed to bring evidence, bring proof. So we have no proof that she called you to arrive at her house at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so you went outside and you told him to disappear.
Yes.
And what happened?
And by that time, my sister had came out because she heard the knock because our rooms are right next door. And she had went out and told him to leave her house because she was going to call the cops.
Why was she going to call the police?
Because the incident with the phone.
Oh, so the incident with the phone happened first?
Yes.
And that happened about a month before?
Yes.
Why don't you tell me what happened?
Okay, I was at work, and I get out of work at 10, and he showed up at my work, so I left.
Had you not been seeing each other?
No.
All right.
And I left my work, and he followed me down the street, and he was telling me to pull over, and he was next to me in my car. And so I pulled over because he was coming closer to my car, and he had said that if I didn't pull over, he would go to my house and, break windows. And so I pulled over, and he had got my phone to check it for what, I don't know, we weren't together. And I was telling him to give me back my phone, and he was like, "You want your phone?" So he cracked it in half and gave it to me. And so...
Had he been drinking?
Yes, he had a beer in his car.
Who else was in the car?
He was by himself that night.
You got to get a job out of the house, Mr. Trujillo.
Okay.
Listen to me, sir. First, I want you to tell me who these people are that you brought with you to court today.
I brought my dad to court with me today and my brother Fabian. This is my dad, Johnny, and Fabian is Silo.
Yeah, and you all live together?
No.
Do you live alone?
No, I live with my uncle.
Why?
Because my dad has recently moved, and he had moved in with someone else, and there wasn't enough room, so I actually went to live with my uncle.
And where does your brother live?
With his grandpa.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
How old is your brother?
19.
Who did your father move in with?
His girlfriend.
Was there a time you were all living together?
At one time, yeah.
When was the last time you lived together with your father?
About 2 months ago, I lived with my dad in Visalia.
And your brother also lived with your father?
No. My brother has always lived with his grandpa in Tulare.
Did you break her phone?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Well, tell me what happened, Mr. Trujillo.
Me and Monica had been seeing each other before this incident with the cell phone happened. We had been talking and we had been texting each other, and she had told me that she got out of work at 10 o'clock and that if I wanted to see her after work. And I said, okay, cool. I had the car, so I said, okay, I'll meet you at Taco Bell. So we went and we met at Taco Bell parking lot, and we were there. Everything was fine. We were talking, hugging, everything was cool. And then a call comes through on my phone. And when a call comes through on my phone, it was a ringtone, as you know, the ringtones, like I know you've heard them, like the lovey-dovey ringtones, like the, you know what I mean, like the guy and girl together ringtones. You know what I'm talking about or no? Like, I mean, I could sing one. Special song or something. Like, I mean, I could sing one for you, if you want me to sing one. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, at the time when that had happened, we were both kind of looking at each other because I was already like, okay, you know, something's wrong, I messed up. So Monica had...
Yeah.
Yeah, so at that time, Monica had snatched my phone out of my hand. And when that had happened, she snatched my phone and I reached for it back. We kind of got into an argument, a little conflict, you know what I mean? And
who was calling you, Mr. Trujillo?
Just a friend.
Boyfriend or a girlfriend?
It was a girlfriend.
The timing was really terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't expected.
It was messed up.
Yeah, it was at the right time. So when that had happened, I was leaning up against my car, and Monica had thrown my phone at me. But when she had thrown my phone at me, somehow, and you can tell she has little hands. I don't know how she had both phones in her hand, but when she had thrown it at me, my phone rolled over the car, the hood of the car, and her phone hit my car and broke. However it broke, it was snapped in half, and that's basically what happened.
When he met you at Taco Bell, had you told him that you were going to be out of work at 10 o'clock?
No, he called my work around 10 and he said, I was around the corner. He goes, I'll be there right now. And I was like, I'm going home, I'm leaving. And at that point, my boss had opened the doors to let me leave earlier than everybody else because I had told him. And when I got in my car to leave, he was already at the corner, and that's when he just followed me.
You think if I called her boss would say that they opened the door and let her out a little early?
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
No, I don't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And I understand that there were other people with him.
His father and his brother.
Two geniuses.
And they were all drinking.
Well, they can't live together, so at least they can drink together. I guess that's what family's all about.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Monica Vasquez claims ex-boyfriend Lyndon Trujillo owes for kicking her car and smashing it with trash cans. Monica also claims Lyndon destroyed her cell phone.
What's your boss's name?
David Centeno.
Give me his number.
It's my phone, and my phone is out there.
The Rite Aid number, 67816. There you go.
7816? Now, Mr. Trujillo.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to listen to me very carefully.
Okay.
When somebody tells me a lie once, I tend to disbelieve everything that they say, especially when I have to get my rather sizable keister off this chair and go in the back to make a telephone call. Do you understand?
Oh, yes.
Now, I am prepared to do that.
Okay.
Unless you want to revise your version of the cell phone events.
No, ma'am. No, not at all.
Okay, so let's call Mr. David, because he doesn't have any clue that I might be calling him. He is going to tell me whether or not he let her out early because you were going to come over.
Right.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Yes, is David Santana there, please? David, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. How are you? Good, thank you. David, I have a question for you. I'm here trying a case with Monica Vasquez. And I want you to think back to sometime around the end of June of this year, in the evening when she was leaving. There was an incident with her boyfriend when he called the store. Do you remember that? Could you tell me what happened, please, David? Okay. Wonderful. David, you're a very, very nice man for speaking to me. I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Boss is a very nice Gentlemen. Mr. Trujillo, I suggest you spend a little less time tattooing and piercing yourself and a little more time honing your truthful skills, sir. Honing your truthful skills. Ask your father what that means. Honing your truthful skills, sir.
Oh, okay.
Because Mr. Santano says that he remembers the evening very well. You would call the store. You said, I'm going to get down there before the store closes. They let her leave early, and they stood there to watch her get in her car and take off before you got there because she had already broken up with you, and she was afraid about what was going to happen if you got there.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So now I believe very little, sir, of what you're going to tell me. So now he owes you a cell phone. Now I want you to tell me what happened when he vandalized your car.
Okay, that was the night he showed up at my window.
That's correct.
Okay.
And you came out, and you told him to leave. Sister came out, and you told him to leave. And I understand that there were other people with him.
His father and his brother.
2 geniuses.
Yes. And they were all drinking.
2 geniuses. Well, they can't live together, so at least they can drink together. I guess that's what family's all about. Go ahead.
And my sister had told his dad to keep him away from her house. And his dad didn't really understand what was happening because Lyndon didn't let him know about the night with the cell phone. So he didn't understand why my sister was...
I think if there wasn't a cell phone, his father wouldn't have understood. Go ahead.
So after that, my sister had told him she was going to call the cops and get a restraining order on him. And at that time, Lyndon was mad because his dad had told me, well, then I don't want her calling him or at my house. And I had said, I haven't called your son and I haven't been to your house. And at that time, Lyndon had got mad and they were drinking. So he kind of like pushed my sister. And at that time, when he got angry, my sister ran to the house to call the cops. And at that time, I had ran back to the house too because he was still mad. And he followed me to the garage door on the side of the house. And when I closed the door and locked it, I could feel him trying to open it. And at that time, he just went to the front of the garage where my car was parked. And I heard a loud noise. And at that time, I had lifted the garage door up because my sister had came out. And we seen him leave the side of my car and get into his dad's car. And the 2 trash cans were against my car, laying against my car.
You have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to take a look at it. Outrageous. When did you purchase this car?
Last year in November.
Bought it yourself?
My mom helped me.
Who pays for it?
I do.
Paid the insurance too?
Mm-hmm.
Stand up next to him. You came here, you might as well stand up here. What were you doing out with your son at 1:30 in the morning?
We had went to the club.
What club?
El Presidente.
What were you doing at the club?
Dancing.
And drinking?
I was, yes.
With whom?
Females.
All different kinds?
Pretty much, yeah.
So if you were dancing and drinking with a whole bunch of females, you weren't watching what your 2 sons were doing?
Actually, he was on his cell phone the whole time we were there, text messaging and back and forth. And I went to him and asked him, who are you texting? And he said, Monica.
And that's what he said to you?
Yeah.
That's what he said to you, but you don't know that that's true.
No, but
If I may, Your Honor?
Yeah.
The day before the cell phone incident had occurred,
Yeah.
she came to my house. And my dad was coming up from work, and she was coming downstairs. I was walking her down to her car.
And?
And that's why I don't understand really how it could go from her being upstairs in my house and me and her being together in a relationship or working things out, and then to...
Well, were you working things out, or were you in a relationship, sir?
No, we're working things out to be in a relationship.
So what did you go there at 1:30 in the morning for?
Because we had been texting each other. We had been texting and talking to each other. And
Did she invite you there?
yeah, I had her on speakerphone because I was the designated driver.
Yeah, she had told him.
Yeah, she was in the car. She knew that the speakerphone wasn't on.
That her sister was asleep, the kids were gone, for him to go over there and visit to see her.
And what were you going to do?
I just sat in the car because I was drinking.
And what about him?
He was in the back seat.
So the 2 of you were just going to sit there in the back seat of the car,
Well,
in the
actually,
front seat
yeah.
of the car, while he went inside to visit with his girlfriend?
They didn't go inside. They stayed outside in the driveway.
Fine. So he goes over to see Monica, and how did her car get dented?
When we got there, Monica had stepped outside. She was walking towards her car. We pulled up, and she went like this, like waved us over there. We all 3 got out of the car, walked over. She showed us a dent on her car and said that she had got into an accident with a motorcyclist. And me and her made a few comments back and forth because I had just recently wrecked my Harley. And I had told her, so anyways, we said a few statements back and forth. And then me and Fabian went back and got back in the car. They stayed there talking, hugging, kissing until Marie came outside. And Monica flipped the whole script when Marie came outside because she was upset.
Were you at his house the day before?
No, I was not.
Yeah, you was.
No, I was not.
Yeah, you was.
No, I was not.
When you send a text message, could you save those things?
They stay for 14 days.
Huh?
You can lock them.
Save them, right?
Yes, you can.
Show me.
Your Honor, I don't have my phone with me. I don't have any proof right now, Your Honor, so it's...
Why don't you, sir?
Because I came unprepared. I came on intentions of knowing that what I know is true.
Is everything that you said just now as truthful as you went over to the store the end of June, invited by her to come over to the store?
What, to her store, Rite Aid?
Yeah.
No, I didn't go to Rite Aid.
Oh, no.
No, I said I went to Taco Bell. I drove to Taco Bell. She was at Rite Aid when we had talked on her.
Why would you think, Mr. Trujillo, that she would say to her boss, concerned, I just want to get out of here before he comes over? And the boss distinctly remembers all the employees watching her get into the car to make sure she was safe and leave.
But I wasn't in her parking lot, though.
I don't care whether you were in a parking lot or not, sir. Why do you think the boss would remember that?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't disagree with the boss, no. I'm not saying that. She got in her car, but I'm saying what I'm trying to tell you, though, is that I did not go into her parking lot.
No, what you said, Mr. Trujillo, was that you had an appointment to meet in Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And that, sir, is a lie. That, sir, is a lie.
That we met in Taco Bell?
It is a lie that you had an appointment to meet at Taco Bell. Because when she heard from you, she asked her boss if she could take off because she was concerned about her safety. They all watched her leave.
Then why would she have pulled into Taco Bell if she knew that she could have got away from me?
I don't know what you were doing, sir. And I don't know what your drunken father was doing or your drunken brother was doing on the night this happened with the car. I have no clue. All I know is, sir, you lied to me once, and you also don't know the law in the jurisdiction where you live because you're required to have a license to tattoo. Sir.
Okay.
And what is your address?
My address right now?
Where you're doing the tattooing?
In a house. On
What is the address?
I don't know my address. I just know it's on Bradley Street. I've only been there like a month, 2 months, so I don't know the address. I don't get mail there.
Did you make more than 3 children or just 3?
Only 3.
Only 3. So far you got 2 losers, right? 1,
I don't consider
2.
them losers, but...
Well, so far they haven't done anything to make you proud.
Sure they have.
I don't see
I
it.
graduated high school. That made me proud.
Oh, my God. My God, that's like the 8th wonder of the world.
That's an accomplishment in this family.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
You got to do something with it once you graduate from high school.
Yes, I totally agree.
So pleased that you agree with me. I've been looking forward all year for a person of your stature to agree with me. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $950. That's all. Goodbye.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies have seats.
I've read your complaint, which alleges that the defendant breached a written contract that you had with her for child care. At some point, she terminated your services, you say, without good cause. She owes you some money. And in addition, she filed false charges against you with Child Protective Services, which required them to investigate your home, investigate whether or not you should continue to be licensed as a child care provider. Ms. Linton says that she took her children out of your care because you placed them in a situation that could have been dangerous. And she is counterclaiming for the potential harm that you did to her children. So when did she take the children out of your care?
On the 1st of July.
Tell me what monies you allege she owes you.
I'm alleging she owes me all that is paid through the county. She called me and gave me a 2-week notice and didn't fulfill it.
She gave you 2 weeks notice when?
The day after in question. I guess it would be the 2nd of July.
On or about July 1st?
Well, may I tell you a little bit previously? Because I had not been keeping her kids. The end of school had come. And so we started making arrangements again for me to start keeping her children again. Miss Linton leaves her children home alone. I only was keeping her youngest son.
Shh. Don't interrupt her. I just want to know what happened on 7/1.
Okay. The day in question, I picked her children up.
How many children?
I picked all 4 of them up.
How old are they?
They're 13, 9, 6, and 1.
Is that your son?
Yes.
How old are you?
12.
Is that the one that you said was 13?
Yes, I was told he was 13.
You're 12?
Yes.
12, 9, 6, and 1?
12, 8, 6, and 1.
Okay. Go ahead. So you picked up her children, 4 children.
I picked up her children, and the day in question, I had a class I have to take. There are certain requirements through the county that you have to take classes. So I had a class. Lori McMillan's a friend of mine, and I have her watch them. She's watched her kids many times before.
Is Miss McMillan a licensed daycare provider?
No.
Are you permitted under your contract with the state to leave the children with unlicensed daycare providers?
Yes.
You are?
That I'm aware of.
No.
I've never...
Shh. Listen, I don't need any help, and this isn't a tea dance. Not that you're aware of.
Not that I'm not aware of, exactly.
Okay. So, Ms. Burks, did you have to take classes in order to be a child care provider?
Yes.
Did they do a background check?
Yes.
Criminal background check. They did fingerprinting?
Yep.
Photographing?
Yep.
So you went through a process before the government says we will pay you money to watch children.
To get my license, you go through that process.
That's right. To get your license as a child care provider, you must go through this process.
Yes, ma'am.
She didn't go through the process.
Okay.
So nobody has to tell you that she's not permitted to take care of the children.
No.
I'm telling you that unless you are vetted by the state so that you can get a license, you can't give over the care of 4 children to somebody else.
I understand that now.
Good. What happened next?
Well, I haven't even gotten to the beginning of that day because I would like to tell you the whole day.
I want you to tell me what happened when you left the children in a car. That's what this is all about.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Well, then get there.
Okay. On the day of question, I picked her children up. I went to the county building, had some paperwork to drop off for my father. I take care of my father, who is terminally ill, dying of cancer. After that, I went and picked up Gloria McMillan to watch the children for me. On the way home, I stopped past the party store. Getting out of the car, I said, guys, you guys wait right here. I'm going to run in the party store real quick, let my daughter pick out her party invitations. And we proceeded into the store. I left her children in the car. And on my way out of the car...
Where was she?
She went into the store to speak to a friend of hers that worked at the register in the store.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 2 now.
The daughter who was picking out the party invitations?
Yeah. I have a very bright 2-year-old.
Just a second.
What 2-year-old would be in them?
I'll give you this last opportunity. Then you're going out. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let me understand this. First, you went to take care of some business for your father, who you take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And you took the children with you.
Mm-hmm.
Had this lady been watching the children yet?
No, she was not with me.
Just a second. Who was with the children when you dropped the paperwork off?
I was with the children.
Did they come into the county building with
Actually,
you?
no, they stayed outdoors and played. I never thought any of this to be a problem at all, Miss Linton.
Well, Miss Burks, it's a problem. That's what we're doing now. I'm going over the day.
I understand.
I'm going over the day because it's getting worse as we go forward.
No, ma'am, it's already worse. I understand what I did was completely wrong.
Well, if you understand that, then Miss Burks, I don't quite understand why you're here. Because from what I read in the complaint...
Miss Linton is slandering my name.
Just a second. If what you're telling me is you picked up her children and you had your 2-year-old in the car, you went to the county building.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take your 2-year-old inside with you?
To the county building, yes, ma'am, and her son.
Shh. And her 12-year-old or her 1-year-old?
Her littlest son. They stayed outside and played basketball.
You went inside and you took your 2-year-old and her 1-year-old into the county building. And her other 3 children stayed outside alone.
And played on the playground.
I don't care where they played. They stayed outside alone.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you come back to the car and you went and picked up this lady.
Yes.
And then 2 adults, your daughter, went inside to a store and you left her 4 children in the car, including the 1-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how long were you in the store?
Maybe 5 minutes.
So that's what the case is about. It was the next day that she called and gave you notice.
Right, but that's not what she called me and said the next day.
What did she call you and say the next day?
She called me on the phone. When I answered, I said, hello. She says, I'm giving you a 2-week notice because you have a problem with my son. I said, no, ma'am, I don't have a problem with your son. Your son is a child. You're a liar.
No. Listen to me. Miss Linton, don't speak to her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're a liar.
I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. So far, you have no case.
That's fine. I don't care if I don't have a case.
Good.
She will not sit here on national TV and lie about me. I kept her son overnight, you liar.
And later today,
she owed me the money for the rent. And on top of that, then she steals my boyfriend.
Listen, nobody steals a boyfriend.
They can have each other.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daycare provider Samantha Burks says former client Lillian Linton owes for breaking their contract. Lillian claims Samantha left her kids unattended in a parked car. She is countersuing for child neglect.
Okay, go ahead.
I said, no, ma'am, I don't have a problem with your son. Your son is a child. Your son has a problem with following adult supervision. And this is not the first incident that I had an issue with her son. I said to her, your children were throwing rocks, and I asked them to stop. When I asked him to stop, her son looked over at me and said, I'm not throwing rocks, just like that, with a handful of rocks. So I said, I'll just call your mom. When I called her on the phone, she said, let me see if I can remember her exact words. They know I don't play that. I'm going to beat their when they get home. I said, okay, I'm just letting you know it's not acceptable in my house. People have nice things around here. I don't want to be responsible for anything that happens. And that was it. We got off the phone. Later that evening, I had to have my father rushed to the hospital. I was under a lot of stress. Her kids were still outdoors, not paying me any mind, not listening to anything I said. And when she got there, you could see the agitation in her face, you know.
Where does your father live?
He lives with me.
Ms. Burks, your plate is too full.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Now, when you accept the responsibility of taking care of someone else's children, you have to take care of them sometimes better than their own parents take care of them.
I did.
No. Listen to me. If you have 5 children,
I made a very big mistake, and I would never do it again.
You have 5. Listen to me. I'm not even going there. The car, totally, 100% unacceptable. And she had every right to call Child Protective Services and say, you left 4 children in the car, including a 1-year-old child, and I'm complaining about that.
I never said she was wrong about that. What she's wrong about is that she wants to point the finger at me when she's a bad mother herself. She leaves her children home daily.
Miss Burks, listen to me. If we were involved in some other forum, I would say to you, fine, we can vent upon who's a better mother, who's a bad mother, who's a good mother. We're here because you sued her for 2 things. For money for child care and for filing a false report to Child Protective Services. Whether she's a good mother, whether she's a bad mother, whether she's a wicked stepmother, whatever she is, she did the right thing by calling Child Protective Services to report that you had left the children alone. Your plate is very full. When you accept children into your home as a child care provider, you're supposed to do more with those children than just be a body there. You're supposed to play with them. You're supposed to provide them with activity. With you.
Asking me if I did
No,
these
listen
things,
to
or
me.
you just telling me what I'm supposed
What
to
I'm
do?
telling you is, if you have a 2-year-old toddler yourself and a father who is terminally ill with cancer that you're caring for in your home, it is impossible to set up a home, your home, to be an appropriate and adequate child care provider.
Well, Judge Judy, that's your opinion. I disagree. And my father was not diagnosed with lung cancer when I took care of her children. Through the process of taking care of her children, he was diagnosed with lung cancer.
You told me the story, madam. You said I had to drop some papers off for my father who was dying of cancer, who I was also caring for. You told that to me.
But you're saying to me...
I'm saying to you that your plate was too full.
In general,
with
or
your
that
own
day?
children. That day.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay.
That day, that's all you need is one day. That's all you need is one day to miss a child. You know, they missed a couple of children on another coast, and they ended up in the trunk of a car.
I actually investigated myself. There's a lot of bad things that happen to children that get left in cars, and I'm very aware of it.
Absolutely. Ended up in trunks of fire, and they didn't get them in time.
Do it again.
So what
I would never do it again.
So you don't belong in court, Miss Burks?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Miss Linton is going around town saying bad things about me. I am not a bad person.
Just a second. If you have information or witnesses that she's saying anything about you scandalous that have to do with other than your child care abilities, I'll be more than happy to hear witnesses to that.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know what, if she's saying things about you, about your personal life, that you have a disease, that you're a thief.
No, she's just basically in a nutshell saying that I'm a bad person. Her exact words was that I'm not cracked up to all that I'm supposed to be.
Listen to me. That's her opinion. And she can say that, and not all speech is actionable in a court. What you did as a child care provider was wrong, so you have no basis to sue her for either the money that you claim she owes you or for calling Child Protective Services. None. She's got a counterclaim.
Yes, I do.
Your counterclaim is that she left your 4 children in the car.
Yes.
Were any of them hospitalized?
No, they weren't hospitalized.
Just listen to me. I have questions. Any of them treated by a physician that day or the next day?
No.
Okay, so they suffered no injury. Who are you?
I had the kids the following day, and the 1-year-old was throwing up 2 to 3 times.
You're a liar. And I have never seen this one before. She did not have the 1-year-old the next day. I kept her son overnight.
I am a licensed.
I kept her son overnight.
I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. So far, you have no case.
That's fine. I don't care if I don't have a case.
Good.
She will not sit here on national TV and lie about me. I kept her son overnight, you liar.
Miss Burks, I've already explained in a calm fashion why I'm dismissing your case.
That's fine.
Miss Linton, you have no counterclaim against her. You have no proof that her actions caused illness to any of your children. You were perfectly within your rights to take them out of her care.
Her illness
and
was
I'm speaking.
nasty.
I'm speaking. And you were perfectly within your rights to call Child Protective Services to report the neglect. Other than that, you have no claim against her because her actions, while they placed your children in potential harm's way, did not cause any injury to your children. Your counterclaim's dismissed.
She puts
That's
her
all.
children
Step
in
out.
harm's way every day.
She's a liar.
Home alone.
Liar.
That
Parties
bird.
are accused. You may step out.
That's it.
Miss Linton is a crackhead that leaves her children home alone.
I do no drugs. I do drink my wine, but I do no drugs. She's a lying. She's just mad.
Miss Linton is a bad woman. She's a lying woman, too.
Oh, she's a liar.
Miss Linton, who goes to church and is a fake Christian, needs to get real with herself.
Y'all better watch out for y'all children, because skanks like her may end up with them.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sams versus Hurst. Step forward.
Donna Sams is suing her former roommate, Barbara Hurst, for unpaid rent. Donna also claims Barbara stole her boyfriend.
Miss Sams, Miss Hurst was your roommate for a period of time, and you both were signatories on the lease.
I am the signatory on the lease, and then when she moved in, I had to sign a notice to change my rent, which raised my rent $800 a month for having a roommate.
Can I see that, please? Thank you. Your complaint alleges that after she moved in, she did pay the rent for a period of time, and then she lost her job.
Right, that's correct.
And you took on additional work responsibilities to cover the rent,
Yeah,
with her promise that she would pay you back. She not only didn't pay you back, but according to you, she has since moved out and moved in with your former boyfriend.
Yeah.
Miss Hurst says that A, you were finished with the boyfriend before she moved in with him, and second, that she did the chores around the house in exchange for the rent, and there was never an agreement to pay you back.
Chores for the rent?
Shh, just a second. Okay. So I have a few questions.
Okay.
When did this roommate relationship begin?
She moved in on September 1st of last year.
How long did you know her prior to her moving in?
A couple of years. We worked together.
What prompted her to move in with you?
Well, we were talking in the lunchroom one day, and she was telling me that she wasn't real happy with her living arrangement, and my rent was $1,200 a month, but it was a big house, and it was just me and my dogs, and so, you know, I told her I would check into it. I didn't know how it would happen as far as the lease goes. I'd have to check with my landlord, and I did that, and then I talked to her the following week. Even though the rent would be raised $800 a month, I would be paying $200 less than she would be paying, about, I don't know, maybe less than what she was paying before.
Okay, great. So you moved in September of 2004?
Yes.
When did you pay rent?
I paid rent for September, October, and November, and I paid $300 in December.
If you had paid rent, how much would you have paid from December until you moved out?
$5,000.
Is that right?
Yeah, but she made a $300 payment in December, and then in April she gave me $200, so it was
Came down to
$4,500.
Well, I'd like you to explain to me what happened.
Well, I met Donna's ex-boyfriend.
He wasn't my ex then.
Don't. I'm speaking to her. Go ahead.
I met Donna's now ex-boyfriend in November, and they had broken up, and we hit it off, and we started dating, and I didn't feel that I needed to really tell her at the time because she was...
skip over the boyfriend and get to the rent.
I got laid off in December.
Yes.
And I was looking for a job, and I didn't find another one until April.
Yes.
And that's why I didn't pay rent.
Well, what did you do all day?
I was looking for work, and I would clean the house, and...
Well, who did you expect to pay your rent?
I figured I'd get another job.
So you owe her the money.
She was happy with the way things were working. No money was mentioned until I told her about me seeing her ex-boyfriend.
Madam, she's not related to you, is she?
No.
Could you move your hair? I can't see both of your eyes. Thank you very much. I mean, why would you think that this lady has the responsibility to take care of you? Forget the fact that you started to date her boyfriend. I don't even care about that. Because, you know, when it comes to issues of the heart, who knows what happens. Why would you think this lady's responsibility to take care of you?
I don't think it's her responsibility. I thought she was helping me out.
Why? Because you moved there, her rent practically doubled. Duh.
She didn't say anything until I brought up the fact that I was dating her ex-boyfriend.
She owed me the money for the rent, and she knows she did.
owes you the money for the rent.
And on top of that, then she steals my boyfriend. She met him 2 months before she ever lost her job.
Listen, nobody steals a boyfriend.
They can have each other.
Right. Nobody steals somebody, not these days. If he wanted to go, he went, and good riddance to him, right?
Yeah.
And good riddance to her?
But it's still
She owes you $4,500. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,500. Thank you, that's all.
All right, Benedetto versus Saavedra Rivas.
We have another case as well. Can I have that, the second one? Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Who is Miss Saavedra? And Mr. Rivas? Why don't you folks have a seat, please, first, because I'm going to take care of this case first. Miss Saavedra, stand over there, because this case is a little complicated. I'm going to uncomplicate it for everybody. You own a car.
Right.
Or owned a car. What kind of car did you own?
It was a Ford
Speak
Taurus.
up.
Ford Taurus.
Mr. Rivas was your boyfriend?
No.
A friend?
Yeah.
According to your complaint, he stole your car.
Right.
You reported it stolen.
Right.
He was in an accident. Totaled the car?
Correct.
You want him to pay you the value of the car, or $5,000, because it was worth more than $5,000, but that's the limit of small claims court.
Correct.
Mr. Rivas says that he did not steal your car. He borrowed your car. He had an accident that was not his fault, and he shouldn't have to pay for it. That's your defense.
Yes.
These are the people who were involved in the accident. So we'll get to their case in a minute.
Okay.
Because they are suing the two of you. You as the owner of the car, and he is the driver of the car.
Right.
You get it?
I got it.
Correct. So, Mr. Rivas, when did you take the car?
Actually, we drove off the lot together with it, and she gave me the car. It was a gift. It was a gift.
Is what you're telling me so that you drove off the lot the day the car was purchased?
Yes.
Did this accident occur at that time?
No.
How much time passed before the accident happened?
I would say about 3 weeks.
Who purchased the car?
She did.
And in whose name was the car?
Under her name.
Who paid for the car?
She did.
And she gave you the car as a gift?
Well, actually, I gave the down payment, which was like $300 for it.
Why was that, Mr. Rivas?
Because we had an agreement that the car would be mine if she took the car out. And all I would have to do is give the down payment or the deposit for the car.
Ah, I get it. Mr. Rivas, why can't you have a car in your name?
Because I don't have a license.
Why else?
That's it.
Why don't you have a license, Mr. Rivas?
It was revoked.
When?
I was like 17.
How old are you now?
21.
And when did you make this arrangement with Miss Saavedra?
After 2 weeks I met her. We came to an agreement to go to drive time and take out a car.
Now, why would she do that for you if you were just friends?
I don't know, the kindness out of her heart, I guess.
Shh. Now, if I were to call drive time, would they tell me that the two of you were in there together?
Yes.
When was the car purchased, Miss Saavedra?
5/17/04.
From the time you drove the car, sir, May 17th, 2004, until the day of the accident, which was on what date?
It had to be a couple weeks after that. I'm not too sure.
When was the accident, folks?
5/7/04.
So you mean the accident was 5/7/04, and you purchased the car 5/17/04, so somehow that doesn't work out, Ms. Saavedra. Not even in the twilight zone of this courtroom. When did you purchase the car?
4/22/04.
Ms. Saavedra, look at me. Was Mr. Rivas with you at drive time when you purchased the car?
Yes, he was.
All right. You see, none of this was in this paperwork. Do you think you're going to come here and throw some baloney to me that he stole the car?
No.
All right. From April 22nd, 2004 until May 7th, 2004, Mr. Rivas, did you have the car in your possession?
Yes, I did.
And you paid the $300 deposit?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay by check or cash?
It was cash.
Who did you give the cash to?
To the car salesman.
You have a copy of the contract? Yes. Does the contract say that there was a $300 deposit?
Yes, right here.
And does it say the $300 deposit was in cash?
No, it does not.
It was by check?
It says the total cost of the purchase is on credit, including your down payment, which is $300. It does not say anywhere about being in cash.
You didn't give him a check, though.
No.
So Mr. Rivas gave him cash.
He never gave anybody money.
Mr. Rivas drove the car out of the lot.
No, he did not.
Did you ever have the car in your possession from April 22nd until May 7th?
Yes, I did.
When?
The day that I drove it off the lot, and about a couple of days after, and then I stopped, and then I met up with him, and then we...
What do you mean you stopped?
I just thought I wasn't able to go. I didn't go anywhere. So I was in my house. And then he called threatening me to kill me. So then I...
Miss Saavedra, do you think that I believe anything of what you're telling me now? I believe him. I believe him that you went to this drive time, because you didn't tell me anything about that in the paper. What you said in your complaint was he stole your car, and you reported the car stolen. And that's not what happened, is it?
Well, it is.
That's not really what happened, is it?
No, it is what happened. I have a police report and everything that I had made.
On what date?
5/14/04.
On the 14th of May?
Yes.
That's a week after the accident.
But he had took the car already.
A week after the accident, you reported the car stolen? When did he take the car? Miss Saavedra, don't play around with me. When did he take the car?
I don't know the exact date, ma'am, but I just know he had took the car.
Well, why didn't you... Just a second. Why didn't you report it stolen the day he took the car?
I was scared. I didn't know what to do. And I had called him on his cell phone telling him he was going to bring it back, and he said that he will bring it back.
I don't believe you. I think you're full of baloney. I think you entered into a scam with him because you knew he had a suspended license, whether you liked him or not, whatever. I have no idea, nor do I care. But you went, you drove this car out, he took possession of the car, he drove the car, he had an accident, and now you're stuck with the payments. That's what happened. And then a week after the accident, you reported stolen to the police.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The word you're saying to me. Not a word. I think you got yourself caught in a scam. You did the wrong thing. That doesn't mean you're relieved, sir. You still drove this car. You had no right driving any car because you had a suspended license.
And later today...
Hopefully he didn't hit anybody else's car on the way over.
He's an idiot. What do you want me to do? I can't execute him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Teresa Saavedra is suing Adam Rivas for taking and wrecking her car. In a separate suit, the Benedettos are suing Teresa and Adam for damage to their classic Nissan 300ZX.
Now,
can I say something, ma'am?
Go ahead.
Why would I honestly give anybody my car keys, a brand new car?
Because, Ms. Saavedra, I do not believe you had any intention of this being your car. I believe that the intention was for Mr. Rivas to use this car to make the payments on the car because he had no license and he got you as a patsy to put the car in your name. That's what I think happened. And then when you realized that the car was in an accident and you were going to be in real trouble, a week later you reported it stolen to the police. You didn't report it stolen a week before the accident. Let me see a copy of the police report.
He would go to my house honking, screaming my name.
I don't believe a word you're saying to me. Not a word, Ms. Saavedra. I think you got yourself caught in a scam. You did the wrong thing. That doesn't mean you're relieved, sir. You still drove this car. You had no right driving any car because you had a suspended license.
Yes, I understand that.
Well, where are you going to accept responsibility for that?
Take responsibilities for the car accident.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
It's not what you say here. You tell me that this lady was driving, she was drunk. That's what you said in your answer. I'm going to get to that case in a minute.
Okay.
What about this lady's car? We're not on this case yet. You drove the car. You had no insurance?
No.
Why didn't you pay for insurance?
Because,
Because it wasn't your car.
Correct.
Because it was in her name.
Correct.
Right? So the only one who's going to get stiffed was her, right?
Correct.
How much was the car?
Total cost of the car was $18,569.96.
And you had no insurance?
No.
Well, maximum that this court is allowed to award you, let me see those papers, Bert, please.
Sure.
Is $5,000. You're on the books for the rest. Do you work?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet?
No.
How old are you?
22.
When are you going to start to work?
I just moved and I quit my job and I moved and I'm looking for a job now.
And what about you?
Not right now. Not at the moment.
Who feeds you?
Myself.
That means that somebody's got to give you money for food.
Well, I'm living under my parents' roof right now, so.
How old are you?
21.
What do your parents do for a living?
They own their own landscaping company.
Good. Are you disabled?
No, ma'am.
Then you work for them in cash. Because if they own their own landscaping business, I guarantee you I'm going to find a couple of people whose lawn you mow. Mr. Rivas, do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
On your best day, you're not as smart as we are on our worst day. How many people do you think I'm going to find whose lawns you mow, Mr. Rivas?
Not too sure. Not too sure, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Your father mows people's lawns?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people does he have working for him?
About 10.
Are you on the books of the company? Is not an answer.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you're on the books of the company, then you get money. What's the name of the company?
Rivas Landscaping.
Rivas Landscaping. Very easy.
Yes, ma'am.
You owe her $5,000, sir. But it doesn't go to her, it goes to the finance company. Now you can stand over next to him. Because now you're a co-defendant as the owner of the car, who I just figured out was full of baloney when she said the car was stolen. The car was part of a scam. You didn't think it was a scam because you're too young and stupid, but it was a scam. Now you may stand up. Mr. and Mrs. Benedetto?
Yes, ma'am.
On what day was the accident? The 7th of
May.
May?
May 7th.
Were either one of you hurt?
No.
You want to tell me what happened?
I pulled out of the gas station. When I get gas, I usually toss my wallet in the car. Well, when I got in the car, I drove up the street, and I didn't see my wallet there, so I figured it had bounced. So I pulled over, and when I pulled over...
where?
I pulled over on the side of the street.
Is it a street where you can pull over? It's where cars are parked?
Right, where you parking. So I pulled over and got out of the car, went around to see if the wallet had fallen off to the side, because if it hadn't and it had bounced off, then I needed to go back to the gas station. So I put my knee on the seat, and next thing, there was just this big bang on the side of the car, and the car started to go over. In the meantime, I went over to the side as the car is going over.
You weren't in the car, you weren't in the driver's seat?
No, I was in the passenger seat.
You weren't moving at the time?
No, I was not moving.
What happened to your car?
It went over on the side. And
can I see pictures of it?
Sure.
Who else was in the car with you?
Nobody. It was just me. I was on my way to meet my dad.
This is your husband?
This is my husband, yes.
So he is the co-owner of the car?
He is the owner.
Ooh, that's a nasty hit. I'm listening.
From what I recall, I was going straight down Devonshire, and
where were you going, sir?
I was going home.
From where?
From one of my friend's house down the street.
What were you doing there?
I was just chilling.
What?
Chilling, kicking it.
Oh, the parents must be so proud of you. Go ahead.
And I was driving down Devonshire, and she just pulled out, because I was going straight on, and she pulled out, and I hit her.
Well, she pulled out and you hit her, so you would have hit her in the front. You hit her at the rear of her car. How could you have hit her in the rear if she was pulling out?
Because I guess she was already on her way, and I guess I hit her in the back.
So if she's already on her way and you hit her in the rear, that means you weren't looking where you were going. Maybe you were chilling a little too much, kicking it a little too much with your friend. Maybe you ought to get out there more often and mow a few more lawns. Mr. Rivas, from Rivas Landscaping. When was the last time you filed tax return? Is not an answer.
I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever filed them.
The police came to the scene, Mr. Rivas. You were arrested, were you not?
Yes, I was.
What were you arrested for, Mr. Rivas?
I was arrested for driving without a license.
What else?
That's it.
You have any other warrants outstanding when you were arrested? Is not an answer, Mr. Rivas.
Yes, I did. I did.
Mr. Rivas, you're still trying to get over on me, sir. I've been a judge longer than you've been born. You think you're an unusual story? You're not. You're just a punk who caused a great deal of trouble for a lot of people because you're not entitled to drive a car if your license is suspended and you have no license. You conned this lady, so now she's in the hole for $13,000. You injured these people, their property. You almost killed her. There's a reason why the government didn't give you a license, sir. Because you shouldn't have one. Because you're an irresponsible baby. Are you an only child?
No, I'm actually the middle child.
There's also a problem with that. Were you able to have the car fixed, or was it totaled?
It was totaled.
What kind of car was it?
1987 300 ZX.
Do you have a blue book value for the car?
Blue book is roughly $3,500.
Can I see that?
I'm sorry, that was $3,400.
Can I see
And
that?
I also have some comparables.
That's all right. I know the car.
I should mention that we did a great deal of additional work in that we changed the starter, the alternator, the water pump.
He's an idiot. What do you want me to do? I can't execute him. The only thing I can do for you is humiliate him a little bit and give you a judgment. What else am I going to do with him? His parents are not going to be proud of him. Revis Landscaping and the people whose lawns he mowed are going to know that he's an idiot. If they see him driving around in a truck, they're going to know he has no right to do that. Anybody who lives in the neighborhood, when they see him driving a car, is going to call the police now and say there's somebody driving without a license. Right? Do you understand?
I understand.
There was a reason he was late for court today. Right? He was thinking, am I going to be dumb enough to go to court? What's going to happen to me? He had no clue how far it was going to go.
Hopefully he didn't hit anybody else's car on the way over.
Hopefully, sir. Hopefully. I'm not so sure. You got lost on your way coming here, Mr. Rivas?
No, I didn't.
How did you get here today? Is not an answer.
I got a ride.
You got a ride? Who drove you? There's a guard outside. Who drove you?
I don't remember her name.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,500, which is a little over the Blue Book value of your car. You are a menace, sir. You don't deserve to be behind the wheel of a car. If anybody in your neighborhood, if anybody in the vicinity sees you behind the wheel of a car, I assume you do not have your driver's license?
No.
Is that right? Call the police, everyone. He's a menace and does not have a driver's license, nor will he probably get one for a very long time. Thank you very much. That's all.
Nichols versus Kirk. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Nichols, it is your claim that the defendant, who was your roommate for about 10 months, owes you for 10 months' rent and utility bills. Ms. Kirk says that she had a unique arrangement with you, which was that just her being there was enough and she owes you nothing. Is that right?
No.
I assume you signed the lease?
Not in the presence of anyone that should have been there at the time, Your Honor.
Did you sign a lease?
Yes, Your Honor,
All
I
right.
did.
How did you know each other when you signed the lease?
We were friends.
Just friends?
Yes.
All right. How did you first discuss with the defendant moving in together?
Well, she came to me and was, looking for a place, and she wanted to be closer to work, and we went looking out for an apartment together.
Okay, and you found an apartment?
Yes.
Did you both sign the lease on the apartment?
Yes, ma'am, and I have documentation of that.
Can I see it, please? Now, I see in this lease agreement that you've signed it, sir.
Yes.
And that the defendant signed it, but then in parentheses is written month to month only. That means that you were a month to month tenant only?
We came into a year's lease.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the way the lease was set up, it was basically set up for month to month, but written for a year.
No. What this looks like is that you've signed the lease. She signed, but under her name is month to month only.
Okay, it was agreed that it was a year lease, but written month to month.
Clearly, you signed the lease, right?
In the apartment with no one there. I did not one time go to the rental office.
You don't have to see anybody to sign a lease.
Okay, yes, Your Honor.
So you signed it?
Yes, ma'am, Your
Fine.
Honor. I did, on my own time.
I don't care if you
It was signed.
signed it upside down on Mars.
Yes.
You signed the lease.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was the arrangement, according to you, with regard to payment of the rent?
The rent was supposed to be, as well as a security deposit, split 50-50 straight down the middle.
Did Miss Kirk give you the security deposit?
No, Your Honor, she did not.
And you moved in anyway?
Yes.
And according to you, for the entire time she lived there, she paid no rent?
Correct.
So what'd you let her stay there for?
She did a few things around the apartment for me.
Like what?
Cooking, cleaning, and just being a friend.
So you were satisfied with that arrangement?
It was understood that she would eventually be paying me, but...
Well, how was that understanding reached, Mr. Nichols?
Your Honor, we had a verbal as well as a written agreement.
No, there's a written agreement. That's with the landlord, but you were paying the rent, right?
I got stuck with the rent, yes.
Right. Well, why didn't you tell her to leave after a few months if she wasn't paying the rent?
Well, I knew it would be hard to find another roommate for one.
Well, you didn't try, and it couldn't have been any worse, Mr. Nichols. Could not have been worse. You had somebody living with you who wasn't paying rent. Couldn't be any worse living alone.
Well, that may be true.
So what happened, sir, in October?
In October, we had a falling out, and she left.
Tell me about the falling out, because maybe then I understand why this lawsuit.
Well, it was just a disagreement, and there was some alcohol that was involved, and I don't remember 100% what it was all about, but we did have a disagreement, and she left.
When you say you don't remember, is that because you were consuming the alcohol?
We both were.
Both of you?
Yes.
Now, it was after she left that you decided to sue her for the rent?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, Ms. Kirk, now I'll hear you.
I met Mr. Nichols.
Just make sure whatever you tell me is true.
Yes.
You got it? I don't want to hear I didn't sign the lease in the presence of 4 eyewitnesses. I want to hear only true.
Yes. Good. I met Mr. Nichols at a time I was very vulnerable because I was still in the process of drinking voluntarily. Mr. Nichols offered me a place to stay without signing any agreement financial-wise. He never wanted any money. I tried to offer him money, and February 5th of 2001, I did give him a money order for $300.
So you gave him a money order for...
I have proof.
$300. Now, what was that for?
I felt bad. I felt guilty because he never wanted any money. I tried to give him money. And so, in a way, maybe to make me feel better, that's what he wanted was money. So I wanted to show him that, yes, I could pay my own way.
Just a minute. When you said you gave him $300 because you said he wanted money.
I felt he wanted money, but he never...
What made you think that he wanted money?
He had said something to the fact that he was not getting enough hours at his work, and I was trying to help and give him this money order on my own.
Fine. Any other money exchanged after February?
No, Your Honor.
Did Mr. Nichols ever bring up the issue of rent to you
No,
after
Your
February?
Honor. No, Your Honor.
Okay, so what happened in October that caused you to leave?
October 20th, I believe it was a Saturday evening. We were both drinking. I drink a beer. Yes, it is alcohol. But up until that time, Mr. Nichols had been consuming hard liquor, is what I call Jack Daniel's Wild Turkey. I was sitting at the dining room table, happened to get up to proceed to the kitchen area. Mr. Nichols was standing right here and grabbed me by both of my arms, tried to pull me forward. This is only one occasion, but this is the main occasion incident that should be brought out. He has before, in the past, tried to grab me and make me kiss him, make me give him a hug, make me tell him that I would love him or I love him, that I would stay with him. And it was made clear from the beginning that it was only a platonic relationship.
Okay. Now, on the 20th of October, he made an advance towards you.
Physically, yes.
And you left.
He made physically advances towards me, tried to push me down on the floor. Mentally, I believed where I knew that was going to go to. I got up, grabbed the phone, called 911. The phone did go through. Evidently, whoever was on the other end heard what was going on. I got up, well, still had the phone. Mr. Nichols grabbed the phone, evidently pushed off. I ran into my room, locked the door. The next thing I knew, the police were at the door knocking. I ran, went out of my room, ran to open the door. There's police, and explained to both of them.
Were you taken into custody at that time?
No.
You were not?
No.
Okay. Were you taken into custody subsequent to the 20th of October?
No.
No. Okay. But you left shortly thereafter?
2 days, 2 mornings after.
Judge Judy will continue. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Daryl Nichols says ex-roommate Joyce Kirk owes for 10 months of rent. Joyce says after Daryl got drunk and made a physical advance, she moved out.
Mr. Nichols, the issue is very clear in this case, and it's a single issue. Whether or not I believe that in a strictly business relationship, because you were not boyfriend and girlfriend, you were living together as roommates, you would permit your, in effect, business partner to take advantage of you for a period of 10 months without paying any money on a promise that she would somehow pay in the future, and this despite the fact that Ms. Kirk was fully employed during the 10 months that you lived together.
Your Honor, may I interrupt for just a second, please?
Sure.
She would be going in and out of her job about every other month. She was not employed the whole time.
Whether she was employed for the whole time or not, the months that she was working, there would have been no reasonable excuse for her not to contribute her half of the rent, nor for you to permit her not to contribute her half of the rent. Now, there might be some credibility to your story, Mr. Nichols, If, in fact, she was not employed during that 10-month period, and out of the goodness of your heart you said, look, I know you're looking to get a job, something's going to come up, I will carry you for these months until you get something. But that's not the case. Her circumstances weren't going to change. Her circumstances were she was employed, she had a job, you had a roommate, and you should have collected the rent every single month. You didn't do it. So there's something to be said for Ms. Kirk's position that you really weren't looking for rent. Even, Mr. Nichols, you said to me at the beginning of this case, she was cooking, she was cleaning, she was good company, and that's why I let her stay without paying me rent. The case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
There's something in here about him wanting to kill me.
I have no comment.
Got to stop thinking of me and her as a couple.
I have no comment.
Now we barely tolerate each other.
I have no comment.
Otherwise may end up killing her.
I have no comment.
I feel somewhat sorry for Mr. Nichols.
I have no comment.
I was proven right that from the beginning he was looking for more than just rent or a roommate.
I have no comment.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Carson versus Greenberg. Step forward, please.
Holistic therapist Annabeth Carson is suing her ex-boyfriend, mortgage broker David Greenberg, for the over-mileage fee on a car lease. David says the charges are due to Annabeth's negligence.
Ms. Carson, the facts in this case are not very difficult, and I believe that they initially are conceded by both parties. You and Mr. Greenberg were in a relationship back in 1997, 1998. And in 1998, you leased a car for him. You leased it in your name because he had been going through a divorce or something and his credit was not good. So that the car was leased in your name, but with the understanding that Mr. Greenberg would be fully responsible for the car. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And sometime in 1998, the two of you separated. And the car remained in Mr. Greenberg's possession. Mr. Greenberg made all the monthly payments on the car, took care of the insurance on the car. You had very little, if any, contact with each other, and then you were notified sometime in 2000 or 2001 that you owed the leasing company over $5,000 for excess mileage that Mr. Greenberg had accrued on the car from the time of the initiation of the lease. You want Mr. Greenberg to pay that money, right?
Yes.
When was your first communication with the bank?
I started communicating with them in December of 2000. I was in touch with them throughout January.
Yes.
The car was supposed to be returned on January 5th.
Right.
It was not returned January 5th, and it was finally returned on the 26th of January. So during the entire month of January, I was on the phone with some of the bank officers trying to figure out how to get the car to be returned.
How did you finally figure out a way to get the car returned?
He just returned it finally on the 26th of January.
Your Honor?
Yes.
If she was in contact with the bank since December, they would have known. The bank contacted me on January 7th and asked what my intent was, and I said that it was my understanding could either continue leasing it and or purchase the vehicle. At that time, they said that they could only sell the vehicle to the person who was originally on the lease. I told them I had no way of contacting Annabeth. They said that they did. They would contact her and to get that permission. So I would never have had to return the vehicle on the 26th. I could have gone through with my plans of purchasing the vehicle.
Let me see your bill.
And I also never received any calls from the bank at any time.
Why should she be responsible for your bill, sir?
No.
Why should she be responsible for your bill? She didn't drive the car.
It wasn't my bill.
It was your bill.
How could it have been my bill? If I purchased the vehicle, there would not have been a bill.
It was your bill. It wasn't her bill. She didn't drive the excess miles.
If the vehicle had been purchased...
Listen to me carefully. It was your bill. She did not use the excess miles, sir.
Your Honor, she knew the type of job I had and that I drove excessive miles, and it was always the intent, my intent and our agreement for me to purchase the vehicle.
Then you should have made those arrangements, sir. You should have started, you should have gotten an investigator. Listen to me carefully. You use the internet?
Somewhat.
If you use the internet, and if you can't get in touch with her, you put her name up on the internet, they'll tell you in what state she's located. You find her and write her a letter. And you say, please, I don't want you to be stuck with excess miles. I want to purchase this car, okay? And this is the only way I have to get in touch with you. If I'm not permitted to purchase the car, then somebody is going to have to pay excess miles. It's not going to be me, because that was not our agreement. I want to buy the car. Now, do you think that she wouldn't have let you buy the car, sir, if it meant that she wasn't going to be hit with a bill for all this money?
I had instructions from Annabeth not to contact her.
Mr. Greenberg, you're a faker, sir. You're a faker, sir.
Absolutely not.
You're a faker, sir. I'm not telling you not to contact her, not to go see her, not to send her flowers, not to send her candy, but to send her a registered letter saying, listen, if I can't purchase this car, it's possible that somebody is going to be responsible, and it probably will be you for the excess miles, so please, let's make arrangements. If I can't purchase this car, and so far I'm not sure that that's not true, if I can't purchase this car, why don't we make arrangements? You purchase the car, I will send you a certified check for the amount of the car, case closed. Then the car will be mine. That's an easy. You don't have to be a genius, and you're not a stupid man. Shifty, but not stupid. Did you settle with the bank?
No, I have not settled with the bank. He
Your
wanted,
Honor?
he wanted me to settle with the bank, and I wasn't willing to settle with the bank until it was clear to me that he was going to take responsibility for paying for it.
This is from, looks like a collection agency. It says, our client will accept 75% of the total balance due to settle this obligation.
I only gave you that form because that shows what I owe. That's just the one that I had.
I'm asking you what they're prepared to accept to settle this bill.
Well, apparently, according to that, they're prepared to accept that. At this point, they might be prepared to accept something different. I don't know. I haven't discussed that with them.
Well, let's go and find out.
And Your Honor?
What?
Wouldn't it have just been as easy for Annabeth, having known when the lease was up, to have made that call to the bank on
She
January
didn't
5th?
use the car. You did. It was your responsibility.
She was on the
your
lease.
responsibility. She was on the lease as a favor to you.
She was on the
She
lease.
was on the lease as a favor to you. If she wanted to, sir, she could have bought out of this lease. A year after she had the lease, may have taken a loss when you separated and said, I'm not leaving you with this car that's in my name. She could have done that too.
I offered to give it to her also at that time. But if I signed a lease for someone and I knew it was up, I would make the final arrangements.
Would you?
Because I would have been
Because
responsible
you're really...
for the
How old
vehicle.
are you?
49.
Sir, you were 49, so you were 44 or 45 when somebody else had to assume the responsibility for leasing a car for you because you were so irresponsible in your personal or financial life that you had no credit to buy or lease a car. So don't suggest to me that you are so responsible that you would have taken over the obligation of doing what you were supposed to do because at age 45 you weren't able to do that when you needed a car to get to work. Now, let's find out from the bank what they're prepared to settle for. This is Judge Judy Sheindlin. I'm calling you from Los Angeles. I'm in the process of trying a case involving the people that are involved in this lease. I have a letter here that you sent dated the 5th of October of '01 to Miss Carson, who had leased the car for Mr. Greenberg. So what I want to know is, at this point, what is the bank prepared to settle for to close out this account? $41.25.79. Now, my next question to you is, if this matter is settled, okay, for $41.25.75, and you receive a check for that, is there any negative impact on her credit? Okay, so you get a paid letter. Very good. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, you too. All right. I've had an opportunity to speak to this FMA Alliance Limited, who were really merely a collection agency. The gentleman was very cooperative. The amount due as of today is not $55.3807. They're prepared to resolve this matter for $41.25.75 with a check made payable directly to them from, of course, the defendant. So judgment for the plaintiff in that amount, $4,125.75, with a check being made payable directly to the company. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may announce this case on number 193 on the calendar in the matter of Jefferson versus Montgomery. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Mr. Jefferson, you and the defendant, according to your complaint, have had a long-term relationship and you have a child.
Yes.
Together. It is your claim that a couple of years ago you had ordered a credit card in your name and the defendant's name. You claim that she took that credit card without your permission. And when you separated, you got a bill.
I got a card. I got the change of address card.
Well, you made a phone call and you found out that there were $6,000 worth of charges placed on that credit card. And you want her to pay those charges.
Correct.
The defendant says that you gave her the credit card, that you had an off-again, on-again relationship, and when you were on again, you paid the bill, and aside from that, you hadn't paid child support when you were separated. She has a counterclaim for some stuff that she's going to tell me about. So that's what this case is about.
Okay.
When did you start to live together?
In New York, we did it 3 times.
Okay, when was the first time? Year, just give me the year.
I'd say maybe the end of 96 or beginning of 97.
And when did you order this credit card?
This was February 99.
And what did you do with the credit cards when you got them?
I have a big bin that I keep all my bills in, and I made another folder and I put it in the bin.
You never personally handed it to her?
No, I didn't even activate it.
When for the first time did you ascertain that she had used the credit card?
She moved out on September 21st, 1999, and went back to Wisconsin.
And you were living where at the time?
Still in New York City. She went back to Wisconsin, and a couple of weeks later, I got a postcard from the credit card company saying that I changed my address to a Wisconsin P.O. box, something in Wisconsin. So I called the credit card company. I said, I didn't change the address. They said, yes, you did, and you have a balance of so-and-so. I said, no, I don't. She's like, yes, you did, and she started listing the charges on there, beginning from New York. One was a balance transfer of $1,600. And the rest, and some more, were from her trip from New York. She drove from New York to Wisconsin.
Now, is this an amicable breakup?
Yeah, I didn't want her to leave, and I asked her not to leave, and I went to work, and she decided still to leave.
So she left without you knowing that she was leaving on
No,
that
I knew
day.
I knew there was a possibility that she was leaving. We went to dinner the night before, and I asked her not to leave, and it was up in the air. I went to work, came back, and she had followed through and left.
Okay. Now, do you have a copy of that bill?
I have a copy of the first bill
Yeah, I'd like to
with
see
the
it.
address on it.
While he's looking for that, Miss Montgomery, were you working at the time you were living together?
No, I had only been, at that time, I was only in New York for a couple months, and I was taking care of our daughter.
So you weren't working?
Right.
She was working part-time as a nanny or whatever, full-time, part-time, whatever, taking care of someone's child.
In the house?
No, at their house.
With your daughter?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you were working part-time?
Yeah, it was like once a week for a couple hours, once in a while.
Now, what is this balance transfer of $1,600? That was made in August.
It was from one of my credit cards that I had used on our daughter. He wasn't paying child support at the time.
I'm talking about August.
Right.
You left in September.
Right.
You were living together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had the card for a while.
But
and
this
I
was
did not steal it from him.
We're talking about a balance transfer from another card that you had over to this card.
Right.
Was the other card that you had in your name?
Yes.
Well, had you discussed transferring the balance of $1,600 to this card? Well, why did you do that?
Because I had used that to fly out there and to support my daughter, and I needed to support my daughter again, so that's what I had done. I closed out that other credit card. And
That was your credit card?
Right.
Well, did you intend to make payments on this credit card?
Yes, and I was.
Even though it was in his name?
The card was in my name. He
In
got
your
the
name,
card
but
from
he
me.
was primarily responsible for
Right.
it. Now, you tell me your version of how you came into possession of this credit card.
This is the second card he had gotten me, and the card was laying next to his computer with my name on it, and I took it in use of our daughter, and he was not paying child support at the time.
Don't tell me he wasn't paying child support at the time. That
Okay.
I'm not interested in.
And I just took the card and used
I'm
it.
interested in it, but not interested in it right now. Did you tell him, pay careful attention, that you had taken it at the time?
No.
When for the first time did you tell him that you had taken this credit card?
No.
I said when for the first time?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You never did? You didn't tell him that you had taken it?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought. Now, you were making regular payments on this credit card?
Yes.
Until when?
Probably until about June.
June of 2000?
And then he started making the payments, correct.
Okay, so you were making the payments on the card because you knew it was your responsibility. You stopped in June. Tell me why.
For a lot of different reasons. He wasn't supportive of me and my daughter. He was verbally and emotionally abusive to us. And I kind of decided if I'm not going to get married and you're the one who got this card, there's no point in me paying it. He had written a notary public letter to the child support worker in Wisconsin so that he wouldn't have to pay child support anymore. He had stated to them that he didn't want to, since he was paying rent, he didn't really have to pay anything else for Jasmine.
You were living together?
Mm-hmm.
Not interested in that. How were you supporting yourself then?
I had gotten a job.
Fine. You had gotten a job. You were living together as a couple with your child. So why should he be paying child support?
He was ordered by the state to pay it anyways because he owed arrears and back child support.
Let me explain. One thing has nothing to do with another.
Right.
Now, What were the total charges on the account?
I think towards the end it ended up being like $5,000. I mean, maybe a little under, but then interest was attached.
The largest balance I have is $6,149.88.
Okay, now let's get to your counterclaim. Tell me what that's about.
Domestic violence case that we had gone through. The last one was in April of last year on the 22nd, and he had hit me in front of our daughter, and I had lost my job over it, and that's part of the reason.
How did you lose your job?
I came to work with bruises, and they told me that they didn't want me looking unhappy anymore. And because I was a receptionist at the time, they told me that when the customers come in, I'm the first person that they look at, and I wasn't looking good anymore.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sean Jefferson says his ex-fiancée, Susan Montgomery, made charges on his credit card without his permission. Susan says Sean is angry because she had him arrested for domestic violence.
Tell me about this assault. Did you file a police report?
Yes, I did.
Do you have it?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about what happened on the 28th of April, or the 20...
The 22nd is the actual incident. He had talked about killing himself that day, and he had just dropped off my daughter, and I was worried about him. We had been through a lot with each other, so I was concerned. I'd called him several times. He wasn't answering the phone, so I came over to his house. He opened the door. My daughter went in, of course, and he had said that I couldn't be there right now, that it was a bad time, and I just said, I want to talk to you. I want to make sure that you're okay. And before you know it, one thing led to another. He started pushing me out of the house, shoving me up against the wall. My daughter was standing at the door, screaming and yelling, "Stop hurting my mommy." And when I went back in to call 911, he took the phone away from me.
Why didn't you just leave?
Because my daughter was screaming bloody murder, and he was like standing at the door, and I was frightened of him.
Well, but he wanted you to leave.
Oh, I guess as far as me not leaving the first time, I was concerned. I didn't understand what was going on. I had been with this person for 7 years, so there was a lot entailed, you know.
Do you have photographs? They said in the
Yes.
report that they took photographs. I'd like to see them.
Most of them are from the police department. I've been part of a domestic violence group ever since then, and my daughter's been going to counseling over it.
I see some very faint black and blue marks.
That was a week after it happened.
Oh, well, that's what I see on,
Yeah.
on these things. Are there any marks on your face?
No.
No. I didn't see any.
No.
There are a couple of small black and blue marks on your arms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that would cause you to lose your job.
I was wearing, in fact, I wore this dress one of the weeks that I was wearing it, and you could see the bruises on my arms. I was crying at work all the time. I wasn't myself.
From what you described to me, there was something visible that people could see as a result of which you lost your job as a receptionist.
Well, there were several different reasons where she had said, you know, with the police calling there, with me not being happy anymore.
Well, you know, you don't get paid for not being happy, and I never condone somebody putting their hands on somebody else. But, you know, you have to be a smart lady. You've been together with him for 7 years. Has he put his hands on you before?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Mm-hmm. Did you ever put your hands on him?
No.
Never.
I mean, we've wrestled with each other as far as, like, fighting over something, but...
Fighting over something, not fun fighting.
Right.
Not fun fighting. So you have put your hands on each other?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And despite the fact that this has been a tumultuous relationship, you keep getting back together again, right?
Were we getting back together?
No. Despite the fact that it had been a tumultuous relationship, you kept getting back together. Okay, I'm just dealing with each part of your counterclaim. One of the part of your counterclaim is you lost your job because of this assault.
Right.
And I've examined the pictures, and I don't see that that supports that part of your counterclaim.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you also have a counterclaim for daycare expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hear about that.
We had agreed to pay every other week since we moved here, and he had stopped paying. After this whole incident, he had stopped paying. He did give me $200 to go towards it, but the bill was like $800. I paid what I could. Since I had lost my job, I didn't have any income, and then I put the $200 towards it, and the balance is $426.
Was that before or after a child support order was entered against him?
It was during.
It was during?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a copy of that child support order? Does anybody have a copy of it?
I have the bill they send me every month. I have the bill they send me every month.
Well, what are you supposed to pay in child support, sir?
$730.
Was that after a hearing?
When the order was done, I lived in New York, so I never got to say anything. I just got the.
Do you pay
bill
the
and I pay it.
$730
Yeah, it comes
a
out of my
month?
check. Yes, it does.
It's garnished, so your
Yep.
wages are attached.
Yep.
Since when?
Since it started, I think June 1st.
June 1st
is when they started taking out. It's $860 plus $50 arrears. I'm sorry, $680. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Okay. That started to come out of your pay in June. Is that right?
My May 30th check, yes.
Now, when did you make this arrangement to pay half of the
We have been
child care?
doing it the whole time. I have the checks where I did pay.
The child care?
Yep.
Do you still pay that?
No. She took her out of school like May 1st. Or something like that. And the $200 was because she was behind in paying. But while my daughter went to that school, every other week I gave the check.
Let me see.
Well, they had called me and said that Scene hadn't paid the last time, and that if I wasn't going to have it paid for, I had to take her out of there.
I think it goes from back to the most recent.
This is KinderCare.
Yeah.
Well, these payments were pretty regular. Twice a month? Is that what you were saying?
Every other week.
Well, we had to pay every week. He paid every other week.
Some of them are me covering for her when she didn't have the money.
What's the other part of your counterclaim, Ms. Montgomery?
The co-payments for my daughter's therapy. Me and my daughter are going to counseling this summer.
This past summer?
After
June?
After the incident in April.
Okay. When was the child support hearing?
We didn't have a hearing. They just started taking it from his check.
I don't see a copy of the child support order. Neither one of you have a copy of the child support order, but usually when there's...
This is the original from 1997.
I'd like to see it. Well, things have changed since 1997.
Yeah, because he was supposed to pay the whole time,
and
and he had moved and stuff.
Well, you were back together part of that time.
Right.
I mean, that's hard.
When I stopped doing it.
That's hard for them to keep track of these things, you know, when you on again, off again. Meanwhile, he's got this child support order that's building up. Who maintains health insurance for the child?
I do.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
$240 a month.
I pay the co-payments and any other separate bills that she has.
Do you have medical coverage now for the child?
No.
All right, well, this order says both parties shall maintain the child as a covered dependent. So you don't do that?
No, because we were living with each other at the time.
Right. But he does?
Right.
Right.
How much is deducted from your check for the child's policy?
Well, for me, it would be like $60. And with a family, it's $240.
And the family is just the child?
It's just her, yeah.
$240 a month?
A month, yes.
I think he's doing all right, Miss Montgomery. I think he's paying a reasonable amount of money. How much do you earn every year, sir?
$50,000.
Okay.
That's from his first job. He does have a second job, too.
Now.
Well, how many children do you have?
One. That's it.
How many jobs do you have?
I have one, and I was going to school full-time.
Okay, well, he has 2 jobs. When I have more money, he'd get 2 jobs. That's what you do.
Well, he was doing it because he said that he had to pay too much in child support, and I was robbing him. But I think that Jasmine's his responsibility, so...
No, Jasmine is both of your responsibility.
Oh, yeah, and she lives with me.
That doesn't make any difference.
I take care of her all the time, and I never complain about it.
Jasmine is the financial responsibility of both people. He pays $730 a month child support. He pays an additional $180 a month in order to maintain health insurance coverage, medical, dental, vision, pursuant to this order, right?
Yes.
Good. Take care of the rest. If you need 2 jobs, get 2 jobs. Listen, this is a very gender-neutral time we're living in. That means that no mother or father has the primary financial support of a child. Both people do. You and him. So if there is a copay, which is not discussed here, pay it.
I do.
Because good. Well, you can't counterclaim for that if you're paying it. That's part of your counterclaim. You said you're suing for the copay.
That's because the psychology appointments were not covered under his health insurance. I took her to a separate place.
Good, then you should. You chose a separate place? You chose
Right.
another place? Pay for it.
I did.
Good. And why are you bothering me with it? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now.
Can I?
What?
About her losing her jobs. The reason why the reason why I had a problem with our relationship, us being together, is because she couldn't keep a job. I moved there in March, and she decided to move out in, I'll say, the end of December because we weren't getting married. I'm not getting married because of the simple fact that I can't talk to about anything financially, where she has to take responsibility. She can't hold down a job. She's had between that March and December, she had 3 different jobs. 1, she left because she was in danger of having to reapply for a job. 2, she got fired from. This was before anything went on. So from that time, from December until I think she got a new job in maybe February, and every time in between jobs, it's a month off, and I'm holding everything down financially, and it's no big deal to her.
Now, how much do you owe her in child support?
In child support, $2,000 from before. Most of it's interest from before. And I owe $8,000 for the birth of my daughter, and I owe welfare about $3,000.
You weren't together when the child was born?
She had moved to Wisconsin, and I came out there. The pregnancy was induced, and I flew out there, and it was sort of scheduled for me to be there.
Did you pay any money when the child was born?
I used to send her about $300 a month,
That
but
was
it
a
wasn't
year
enough.
later. It was a year when
Well,
Jasmine
who was
was a year
supporting
old.
you when you were pregnant and had the baby?
I was on welfare until I was 9 months pregnant, and then I supported myself afterwards.
Okay, so
I worked 3 jobs while I was pregnant.
The government paid for the child's birth.
Oh, the birth, correct.
The birth.
No,
I was on
I'm
medical-
paying. I have to pay for it.
But at that time.
At that time, yes.
Now
yes.
you have to reimburse
yeah,
them.
Yeah.
Well, that's the law, sir.
I have no problem. I'm not complaining about that.
Can't get
I'm just-
around that.
I'm not
In any
complaining
event,
about
Miss
that.
Montgomery, these are your bills. He did not give you the credit card as you indicated. You took the credit card. You took the credit card. You took it without his permission. Then you went and transferred a balance that was on a credit card that was solely your responsibility onto this credit card.
And I have called the credit card company
No, I don't care
several
whether-
times, and it's at a zero balance, and they said I didn't owe anything on it, and he did call them and say that he was responsible for the card.
Just a second. But he's not responsible for the card. You're responsible for the card. And if he paid off your debt because there's a zero balance now, it doesn't mean anything. He paid it off because he didn't want to continue to pay interest at 19 or 20%. He figured, let me get rid of this, and then I'll go after her.
I transferred to another card because just for that reason I was getting nowhere, paying $120 a month, and I was only paying $13 toward the
Because it
principal.
was on his credit, not yours. So you have to pay him the money you owe him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Right group. Your Honor, this is case number 391 on the calendar in the matter of Flores Harrison versus Harrison. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
Who is Miss Flores?
That's me, Your Honor.
Miss Flores, this is your daughter
Yes, ma'am.
and her husband.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your sister.
Correct.
You all claim that Miss Harrison made false charges to the Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services came into your home and removed your infant daughter for a period of 3 months.
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that because of these false charges, you were forced to hire a lawyer because you tried to get custody of the child from the state.
Yes, ma'am.
It's an interesting legal theory, one that I've never heard before. Ms. Harrison says her niece, the baby, was in fact born drug addicted with drugs in her system. And Child Protective Services became involved in your case well before any recent phone call, which she says she did not make, but she knows who did. So I guess my first question is to you. Was your daughter born with drugs in her system?
No, ma'am.
Did she test positive for drugs in her system?
No, ma'am.
Was Child Protective Services at the hospital at all when your daughter was born?
Yes, ma'am.
And were they at the hospital to see you?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they have a file on you?
Yes, ma'am.
So that your first foray to Child Protective Services had nothing to do with either the defendant or anybody else who might have called?
No, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When you brought your daughter home, you were allowed to take her home from the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did she weigh when she was born?
6'8".
And how long was she in the hospital before you took her home?
We were there 2 days.
And after 2 days, you did take her home directly?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I stayed at my mom's for a little bit because I was nervous on what to do with the newborn baby.
Just a minute. Was the baby released to you or your mother? Was the baby released to you or your mother?
My mother.
I worked, lived, ate, and slept in the family court for 25 years. You think that I'm asking these questions because I don't know?
No, ma'am.
So your daughter was not released to you, but was released to your mother from the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
And why do you think that was? I had children.
Because
I was a young mother and certainly inexperienced, but they didn't say you have to take the baby home to your mother's house. They said, goodbye, good luck, keep your fingers crossed, you know, hopefully these kids will survive. So why do you think the baby was released to your mother?
Because they claimed that she tested positive for cocaine and marijuana, which she did not, Your Honor.
You mean the claim was that she tested, but you said that the tests were wrong?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. You have the papers that show me the tests were wrong?
We have my drug test. We finally got the copy of it.
Let me see it. And let me see the drug test that caused the child to be sent home with you.
That would be it.
Well, it says presumptive positive.
For opiates which were given to her in the hospital during the birth.
It says presumptive positive.
Your Honor, I had Demerol and epidural, That drug test was taken after I had my daughter.
Now, you tell me when the second alleged contact with Child Protective Services was from your sister-in-law. You believe it's from your sister-in-law. You have no proof that it's from your sister-in-law.
There was an argument between these two one day on March 31st. All of us were together. We were at a friend of mine's house. David was to meet us there. He was at work, and he showed up, and he was on the phone with his sister, and they were having a huge argument.
What were you having an argument about, David?
She had called and said that she was pregnant with twins.
Put your hand down. Your sister said she was pregnant with twins.
That's
Go ahead,
correct.
and?
So after we talked about that and what was going to happen, I called my Aunt Melissa to let her know, because, my Aunt Melissa knows everything in the family, what's going
So
on.
your
She's
sister,
basically
your sister is confiding in you, and you called your Aunt Melissa.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So after we hung up with my sister, my Aunt Melissa called Diane and talked about it.
Our aunt.
Our aunt.
Who didn't know about your plan.
And the reason why I told him that was because I told him prior to that, 6 months before that I don't want to talk to him anymore. And he called me bragging about, oh, well, I'm going to get a car and blah, 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 blah. And I was at my place of employment. And I told him, I said, I don't trust you. I don't want to talk to you. I told you, don't call me anymore. And then I said, you want to know why I don't trust you? And he said, why? And I said, because I'm pregnant with twins. And just to see what he would do, he went and he told all of my family members everything, and then we got into a fight. He
Are you
called me
pregnant
back.
with twins?
No.
That was a good one.
I see. See?
That was a good one. So that made you look pretty.
I did it. Sorry.
That made you look pretty foolish.
I sure did.
Well, serves you right.
And that's why we fought.
Serves you right. You were gossip. So she got you good. Anyway, go ahead. So then they got into a big fight.
She continued
Go ahead.
to call for at least 8 hours that day. She was yelling and screaming. Everybody in
Fine.
the room could
She was
hear
yelling
it.
and screaming.
That
Good.
she was going to call CPS and have the baby taken away. She said this, I don't know how many times the phone calls went on, until 9:15 that night.
Okay. When did the Child Protective Services come to your house?
The next morning. They told us the phone call was placed at 9:30 p.m. that night.
Okay. And?
They said that there was a report that they had been out partying, doing cocaine and heroin, and had left the baby alone for over a period of 3 hours, that there were dog feces on the floor, that the house had cockroaches, and was a total mess. I have proof that none of that is true.
Whose house did they come to?
To their apartment.
Well, I assume they looked around your apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
And if they looked around your apartment, they saw that it was in good order.
Yes, ma'am.
So then they wouldn't have taken the baby.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
They had to investigate.
Well, they can investigate, but they don't necessarily take the child unless
Yes.
there's a prior history.
We had to immediately go to emergency hearing and take drug tests, which proved that we weren't doped up the night before.
So then my question is, why was the child out of your custody for 3 months?
Because they said that I tested positive for marijuana, which I didn't when they gave me a drug test at the hospital.
They said that you tested positive for marijuana when?
At the birth of
At
the
the
child.
birth of the child.
Did you do a hair follicle test? Or
Yes,
did
Yes,
you?
ma'am. We have all those results.
Can I see them, please? What's all about recovery?
That was where I had to take my drug test after the child was removed. The part where it mentions that my hair test and everything came out, because we can't actually have records of those because the court ordered it, is in these court transcripts that we brought along
Can I
as well.
see it, please? What?
I just wanted to say they know how to pass drug tests because my brother was on probation for 6 months and he used a cleaner and he was able to pass his whole 6 months through probation. So he knows how to clean out his system.
Well, you may clean out your system, but you
You
can't
don't
clean out
clean
your
out a
hair.
hair follicle test.
Good try. And can I say one more thing?
I don't see where this says that a hair follicle test came up negative.
That's them saying that all
That's
my
the
tests were
court transcript.
negative.
It says that they came up negative.
Right.
Listen to me. We don't believe the child was in any kind of jeopardy when she showed up. We don't believe the mother was under the influence, and we did a drug test to prove that. That doesn't say it was a hair follicle
They do
test.
both at the same time.
Listen to me. That's not what this says.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm telling you, what she did was disgusting.
And later today,
I was actually under heavy drug use at that
So whose
point.
fault is that? Mine?
No,
Whose fault is that?
it's mine.
Good.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Deborah Flores, her daughter Christina Harrison, and husband David claim David's sister, Diane Harrison, told CPS that Christina and David's baby was born drug addicted.
Now, did you call Child Protective Services?
No.
Who did?
One of my friends. One of actually me and Christina's mutual friends.
Did the person call from your home?
No, from my cell phone.
From your cell phone?
Because David was talking to a bunch of people when we got into an argument saying, I'm going to, you know, certain things about fighting.
Stop clicking your nails.
Sorry. He was saying certain things to certain people that were very upset, and he was making threats to me and to my friends, and that's why that happened.
Network.